Hello everyone. Hi, hello to Make Nerds Politics Hour. It is 9 p.m. Almost 3 minutes to go. It is Friday night. It is 23rd of February 2024, and I am here. We are not going to mention what happened at 7 p.m. Ignored, completely ignored. Okay, that didn't happen. Yeah. But yeah, fun stream planned for you today, friends. One is, of course, this is going to be my first sponsored stream. I must say, I'm very happy. We have a sponsor on board for this particular stream, so I'm gonna tell you about them at 10 p.m. Big reveal. Uh, Although their website is on the description now, but you need to hear me talk about the sponsor. Okay, that's the whole point. Mm. But yeah, so happy that a small business has basically decided to take a risk and see if something happens. So yeah, thank you to my sponsor. And also, we are going to have a members chat, and we are going to go to another streamer's channel who is on Twitch. His name is ArunAnnow. Again, I'm not very familiar with his work because he's the one who invited me on his stream. I'll just show you. He's currently offline. Yeah. So this is Arun. So we'll be going on his channel. When I say we, literally we will be going on his channel because the stream will continue on this channel and also on his channel. So I'm trying to do some crazy setup again, where there is a camera here, there is a camera here, and I'm going to simultaneously I'll try to simultaneously stream. That's the idea, but that will happen after 10. So, but before that, we'll do like a short members chat and also some other stuff. I have some very fun things to show you. Mainly, I want to talk about. Oh, hey, look, Arun is here also. See, Arun is here. We are going to go on his channel. Hi, Arun. Thank you for dropping by. And we are going to talk about. We are going to talk there. Yeah. But yes, ArunAnnow. Yeah, how do you pronounce it, Shadow Monarch? Uh, ArunAnnow, or Arun can only tell me. Uh, is that your last name? I don't know. But yeah, we are going to go on his stream and we are going to try and merge the streams. Let's see. First time I'm doing this, guys. First time I'm doing this. So if stream crashes, tech things happen, you know how this works by now. But yeah. Yeah. So the plan today is, before that, I will do a members chat on Discord. If you are not a member yet, become one. Join, become a member. You can join the Discord chat and we will chat before going to Arun's stream. But first, I wanted to start with exciting thing. Guys, best show on the planet today. You know? You think it is, I don't know, Star Trek, Star Wars, whatever. Big budget, big show. Huh? You think so, no? Or West Wing, all you foreigners. You think it's West Wing? No. It is Taarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma. Taarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma, by far, best show in the universe. And I say that sarcastically, okay? Don't think I'm saying that actually. Please. But I wanted to sort of start with this thread. I've always wanted to rant against this show. And I feel like Lokesh, who is a Dalit writer, he's a Dalit writer. He loves philosophy and psychology. He's an artist, anti-caste cinephile, bibliophile, author at American Kahani, and movie critic. Jai Bhim. So he's basically done a thread which I wanted to show. I mean, yes. So someone tweeted this. He promoted ogling, creepy behavior, perversion, and cheating on wife like nobody other. This one, which is accurate. But yeah, he basically spoke about the problems with the show, which are many, very, 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 very many. Guys, you know about Taarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, right? If you don't know about what is Taarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, please say hi. I will explain the show to you. I will explain the show to you, okay? Yeah, so when I do the stream with Arun, I will paste his link here also. I'll pin it, so in case something happens, you can go on his stream also and watch it. Don't worry, don't worry. We have like ways to do this. Just to mention, your live stream for members are non-downloadable, and that makes it inconvenient for people like us who listen to the stream later while cooking or walking. Sorry, they're non-downloadable. Okay, I'm not so sure how that works honestly, but I'll check if I can make them downloadable. I'm not sure. I'll have to check the settings, Hari Prasad, but I will. I'm from South India, so no clue. Hi, hi. Miss Granger is hi, hi. First time hearing of Taarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma. What? Man, you people. TMKUC is better than the ending of Game of Thrones. Hi, just so that I see you explain. Of course. Okay. So, imagine a society in Bombay called Gokul Dham, right? And in Gokul Dham, there are like these very, I don't know, there are these characters, right? Who are families basically, like husband, wife. There's a Punjabi family, Gujju family, Marathi family, Tamil family, all sorts of things. And they get into like fun situations, and then there are like these noises that happen in the background. Toy, oi, 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 oi. Toy, oi, 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 oi. Those sounds, those TikToky bizarre sounds. Yeah, that's the kind of show what I'm talking about, right? This show has been going on since, if I'm not wrong, 2008. Okay, it's kind of crazy how much of a run this show has had and how popular it was. When I was growing up, my family was obsessed with it, and it was I didn't know what was happening, but yeah, exactly. Like Ali Turk is saying, "Oh, Papa ji." So there is this, for example, to tell you what happens. Like there is this Sikh family who has like this guy called Sodhi who works in a garage, and then they get into some bizarre situation, and there is a background noise saying, "Oh, Papa ji, bua. Oh, Papa ji, bua." But the stereotyping max, okay? When they show the Tamil family, there is like this whole thing which happens like, Carnatic music plays and whatever. Nuts. I'll take you deeper into this, okay? I'll take you deeper into this. But first, this thread. Okay, I need to take you deeper into this before I took you to this thread to give you context, okay? So, way back in 2013, 2012, when we were wee little kids, me and my friends decided to start this bizarre website called Pop Culture. It was a blog. And I wrote a post on it dissecting the power structures of uh, Taarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, because why not, right? So it's titled Taarak Mehta Ka Ridiculously Ulta Chashma. Yeah. And if you have not heard of Taarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, you should go dig a hole in your backyard and bury yourself. It is that bad, chat. If you don't know about Taarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, it's that bad. You should bury yourself. Because at this moment, you're actually living in a hole. This show has topped TV ratings and captured public imagination for the past 4 years. I was writing this when it was 4 years old. So you can imagine. It is still one of the most watched shows on TV. This is based on majorly screwed up television viewership rating system devised by Government of India. Like everything else they create, always been an anti-national. As you can see, this is 2013, pre-Modi era. I was still cursing Modi government. Froof! Have we seen the number of advertisements this show gets? Okay. So, plot line. Show is based in a secular housing colony in Mumbai called Gokul Dham Society. It is actually is secular because it has representation from all regional and communal stereotypes in modern day India. Gujarati, Marathi, annoying spoilt kids, Punjabi, Muslim, cranky elderly, Jains, Parsis, Hindi sensational journalist. True story. Okay, shouldn't have used this word. I apologize. This is 2013. Tamil. Funny, fat, but don't make jokes about our weight. Again, okay. I realize this will not pass the censorship test during this time. I might have written some very problematic things. But again, 2013. Remember, pre-famous time. See what I mean? See what I mean? Forgive me for that. I feel like you can forgive me for that. Wait. I can see that you're not able to see properly. Oh, okay. Yeah. Doting mothers, irresponsible dads. Yeah. Clean businessmen, clever scientists, celebrity appearances, and whatnot. I'm not scratching the surface. Okay. So here's how it works. Okay. This is I drew an entire power structure of TMKUC. Okay. Yes, Hack Baba, I said that. Okay. 2013 me was a very different me. Okay. Just saying. Anyway, focus on this. Can't believe I'm showing you my garbage old work. But anyway, yeah, so here's how it works, okay? So from bottom to up, right? So these are the inept mortals, as I called them, right? Which are rabble rousers. They are the men. Just think of them as men. Which are creators of unnecessary complications and problems. They're basically bumbling idiots, okay? Then there is this guy called Taarak Mehta, who this show is based on because it was written by this Gujju author called Taarak Mehta, and Taarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma. Can I try wearing an Ulta Chashma? I want to see. Okay. Let me see. Ulta Chashma. So Taarak Mehta had an Ulta Chashma. Anyway, so Taarak Mehta had an Ulta Chashma, right? And then there were these women, fair maidens, right? You know, who were basically... So wait. So Taarak Mehta is an emissary. He is a diplomatic representative of these men. He's always on a special mission to go talk to the women, okay? Fair maidens, peacekeepers, they who do not let the culture of the land be tainted by those incompetent men, correct? Then there is Tappu Sena. So above the women in power structure is actually the kids, okay? Tappu Sena is named after this dude called Tappu, right? Who is their leader. So Tappu Sena follow their leader with unquestioned faith. Just like some of you here have started doing. We will have a chat about this, friends. Very, very unhealthy. Very unhealthy. We will talk about this on members chat. Your behavior, okay? Shit, I just forgot that I stopped showing on the share screen. Anyway, got too excited. Oh, wait, again. So, inept mortals. This is Taarak Mehta with an Ulta Chashma. Then these are the fair maidens. Okay. Then there is this Tappu Sena with like these people. Yeah. Then there is Tappu, who is on top. Now, Tappu is the cleverest man-child who ever walks this land. Right. And then there is Bapuji, the god. He who has all the answers. So the way the episode flow structures, episode flow works, every episode is these bumbling idiots create problem. Taarak Mehta takes problem to women. Women are like, oh, must protect culture, la 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 la. Then Tappu Sena basically, does some additional bawal. Yeah. And then finally they go to Bapuji, who has all the answers. That's basically, how it works. Yeah. I've given an entire synopsis of an episode, and you will not believe me what happens in this episode. Do you want me to go into the episode? Say hi. If you want, your brain will be forever broken though. I'm just tempting you. But still, I'm giving you a choice at this point. Do you want me to talk about Tarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma freaking episode? Okay, lots of enthusiastic highs I can see. Okay, 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 okay. I warned you. This is your choice. Yeah, 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 of course, of course, of course. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, fine. Fine, fine, chat. Fine, fine. I hear you. Okay. So, oh wow. Okay. I get it. Oh, Papa ji. So, okay, so this Marathi uncle one day goes to a gets a vintage radio from a pawn shop. Okay, pawn shop, PAWN, pawn shop. Okay, he comes home and wants to show off, of course, to radio. Now society gathers around radio. No sound comes of it. And then Gujju woman, she has a speech defect. I'm sorry, they did it. I didn't. Okay, they just so she just pretends that she has gone deaf. This happens for 15 minutes. Okay, this literally this these two things. Okay, then Marathi uncle tells, not using the word. I'm so sorry about this word. Scientist dude to fix his radio. Okay. So scientist dude takes the radio to society compound, yeah, which is basically the parking lot of the society, and yeah, also it doesn't have any cars parked on it ever for some reason, except when celebrities visit. We will come to that. It is very interesting. Okay, so now he connects the radio, the vintage radio, with a USB cable. Yes, he does. Okay. And then he does om 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 om. This happens, okay? He does this. Then lightning strikes and society ke lights go out and a spaceship comes. A literal spaceship comes, okay? Then photoshopped image of Jadoo comes out of the spaceship and waves happily. Then Gujju dude is like, Jadoo, why did you turn off the lights in the society? And there is a journalist dude who is very annoying, right? He says, Jadoo ji, please bring us our lights. It's been half an hour since you cut the power. And then, I mean, wo inner monologue, vagre vagre. See, I'm saying half an hour electricity department is being partial. Release the Arnab. Nation wants to know. Clearly was an Arnab fan. That guy. WTF man, what is going on? Tappu is like, I have an idea. We should call the one person who truly understands Jadoo. See how it's following the trajectory? Yeah? Who? And then Tappu is like, duh, Hrithik Roshan, bro. And yeah. Also, these are 4 episodes, by the way. Not 1 episode. 4 episodes have gone by now, by this time. Now, 5th episode, Friday, la 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 la. Journalist dude calls Hrithik Roshan. He picks up the phone. Journalist is like, Hrithik ji, Jadoo wants to give you a message. Please come to Gokul Dham Society. Hrithik Roshan is like, kya? Jadoo is here. I'm coming right away. And of course, I will get to meet Gokul Dham Society. And then Tappu is like, amazing. I came up with solution. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. Hrithik Roshan comes to Gokul Dham. Yeah. Everyone is clapping. Ayer bhai, please. Everyone is clapping. Dude starts doing om again with vintage radio, remember? And before you know, spaceship comes back because Jadoo is just chilling side mein kahin to bhi. He just comes in. Okay, Jadoo just like appears out of nowhere. And then Ayer bhai is like, please translate his message. And Ayer bhai is the scientist guy. He's like, sure bro, in a minute. Yeah. Hrithik Roshan comes. This is actual screenshot of Hrithik Roshan, okay? Then 7th episode, grand finale. Hrithik is like, Jadoo, what are you trying to tell me? And then there is a message that flashes on a laptop screen that is connected to the vintage radio, which says, Hrithik, I wish you all the best for your movie Krish 3. May this movie bring peace to the world and spread friendship. true genius promotion. This is it. Yeah. And Hrithik Roshan is like, oh my God, thank you so much for promoting movie. Yeah, oh amazing. And Jadoo goes away. But then it doesn't end because Priyanka Chopra comes in. And then Hrithik is like, Priyanka, what are you doing here? Priyanka is like, oh Hrithik, I heard Jadoo was coming. Since I was not in the first movie, I never got to meet him. I really want to meet him. Where is he? And then he's like, oh, he just left. Spaceship just went. And then he's like, but Hrithik is like, but Ayyar bhai, can you please do Om again? And he does it. And then Ayyar does Om and Jadoo comes back. The spaceship comes back. Third time. And then, yeah, I love you, Jadoo. Everybody's like, I love you, Jadoo. And then everybody's like, now what do? We have nothing to do. And all of this drama was done in the first half of the episode. So then they dance. Will you dance? And then Hrithik and Priyanka are like, of course. And then they dance. Yeah. This is like a microcosm of what Taarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma is. Okay? Yeah. I know, Amar, I'm really sorry. This is a 2013 article. I am ridiculously sorry for that word usage. I was not very smart back then. Neither very sensitive. I was writing this anonymously. Just saying. Maybe I had like 15 people reading this. But yeah. Shakespeare level writing. Truly. You should start reviewing Hindi series. Yeah, why not? Content, friends, content. Bollywood and Indian TV serials make Indians dumb who have no choice but are forced to watch such stupid... Dude, Perk Boy, so accurate because holy shit. It is the most mindless thing I have ever seen. And it is going on for so many years. And I have seen my parents obsessed with it. Even I used to watch it. And it is not teaching you very good things. And that is where our friend Lokesh comes in. Now, Lokesh has made some observations. Okay. Bhide, Gada, Mehta, Pandey, Iyer are all Brahmins. The Brahmin Iyer is portrayed as a scientist, while the only non-Hindu character, Abdul, doesn't live in the society and owns a small shop. This is actually true, and I noticed it much later. There is a guy called Abdul who runs a shop that is outside the society. He's never inside the society. Okay. Savarkar's picture is proudly displayed in the background in several episodes. I had never noticed this. I had not, but... Oh my God. What? But then again, I was thinking, in Maharashtra, very common. Yes, very common. You can go to many households and find Savarkar pictures because we grew up thinking of him as a hero. Until I read up more on him, I thought he was a hero. There were many propaganda Marathi films also made on him to make him look like a hero. Okay? So this is not unusual, by the way, what you're seeing here, okay? Then, all female characters are housewives, also correct. Jethalal openly flirts with Babita and even stalks her in front of her husband. So this is Jethalal, who is supposed to be the main character. That is Babita, who is Ayyar's wife. And he's very creepy. He's very creepy towards her. He's obsessed with her. While he has a wife in the same society and she has a husband in the same society. And this sort of thing is apparently kosher in Gokul Dham society. Okay? Show contains racist, sexist, misogynistic dialogues. Also, yes. And apparently when I was reviewing it, I had some of that flowing in. Despite numerous episodes, there is no character development or arcs and everyone remains the same. Daya regards her husband Jethalal, who exhibits such creepy behavior, as an ideal husband, just like an orthodox Savarna woman. Yeah, that's true. And see, I was so excited to show you this thread because I thought you guys had context, okay? Honestly. And now, you know, the thing is that in the last few years, they've started promoting the government programs and schemes They literally do that, like Swachh Bharat and LPG scheme and whatever. Well, well, Taarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma is a great, great vehicle. TMKUC was actually pretty left-leaning until they were chosen by Modi for promoting Swachh Bharat. See, exactly, a team op trade. So I hadn't seen the episode on Swachh Bharat, but apparently they did like multiple ones after that, talking about government schemes. And it's kind of genius when you think about it, even from the government side or their sides. They had basically boiled it down to the very base instinct level. Essentially, the entire show was written by WhatsApp uncles. Yeah. WhatsApp uncles also acted in it. And then they somehow figured out how to do like movie promotions, etc. around it, which then eventually translated into government scheme promotion and propaganda. It's kind of crazy. And also shows you the level of capture that BJP has. You know, again, have to appreciate it. There is no other word. Like, I mean, if you want to do propaganda, this is how you do it. I'm a Maharashtra and... Oh, Savarkar was an ass. She'll die. See, that's the thing. The way I grew up, the kind of sort of propaganda movies I have seen about Savarkar, he's actually shown as a hero all the time. British se maafi mangi, etc. Kuch nahi. Nothing. Yeah, they have this one very grand scene of him jumping out of a ship and swimming Kala Pani se or somewhere. I don't remember exactly what that was, but I saw it as a child. Then I saw like multiple other Marathi shows, etc. made around this. And genuinely everybody was like, yeah, Savarkar hero. Veer Savarkar. Did not know he gave himself that name. You know that, right? You know that, right? Veer Savarkar gave himself the moniker Veer. I mean, Savarkar gave himself the moniker Veer. You get it. They had a Swachh Bharat award type. They would give it to award to people participating in the mission towards the end of each episode. What? Interesting. See, this just keeps getting better. There was an Abdul-centric episode as well in which he was accused of stealing from Jetha. Oh man, that must have gotten dark. Wow. I remember they had a complete episode around Patel statue. See, oh wow, okay. We need to, no, not turning this into a project. Not everything is a project, Meghna. No, don't do this to yourself. Okay, no, not going to look at this as a project. Guys, I have a problem. I will admit, I have a problem. Sometimes my nerdiness goes to the extremes. As you can see, as you can see, this is me in 2013. This is me in 2030. Who does this shit? Who? I did. In 2013. 11 years ago. So, since then, my nerdiness has expanded infinitely. And what I have to constantly stop myself from doing is getting obsessed with things. I have an extreme obsessive personality. I just get into something and then I get into something. So, yeah. Be a selective nerd. Yes, exactly. Be a selective nerd, but also know when to stop. Always know when to stop. You just can't turn everything into a project because you're having fun. Stop making me feel old. 2013 abhi to tha. It's a decent website. Guys, it was a blog spot. If you want to... No, don't read it. Don't read it. Don't read it. Very, very inappropriate things have happened on that. Just joined. What did I miss? Plunet Twinks, you just missed me giving chat a lesson on Taarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma and the power structures of Taarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma and how it promotes bigotry and then government programs also on the side sometimes. Also, while making sounds like toy, oy, 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 oy. Oh, Papaji! Oh, Babaji. Yeah, that's Taarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma. Unblock Raj Yadav sir so he can come on chat. Okay. So you've been asking for this for a while, RKY. Shweta, can you do that? I mean, I don't know if you have the power to do that. I'll have to check how to unblock people. I just know how to block people, honestly. I don't know how to unblock them. I just admitting straight up. But I will. I will. After this stream, I will. That your sister marry Abdul, let's see where she ends up. Oh God. Abhishek Kumar, screw you, man. नहीं इसको ना see I know how to get rid of people like Abhishek Kumar and yeah मत आओ मत करो अभिषेक कुमार मत करो अच्छा स्ट्रीम चल रहा है पीपल आर हैप्पी वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट तारक मेहता का उल्टा चश्मा तुम मतलब कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच जाते हो तुम्हारा दिमाग इतना छोटा क्यों है अभिषेक कुमार वाई इज इट सो टाइनी 2013 में I was super nerd. Now I'm supreme nerd. How will I tolerate this behavior, Abhishek Kumar? Just say. 9:28 or 28 minutes is the soundboard voices of TMKUC. Big Bang Show is equal to Taarak Mehta ka Chashma. No man. Reality boom कुछ भी मतलब. Zameen Asman difference. Although Big Bang Show did turn shitty like around like season 4, 5. I don't know. First few seasons were okay, then it just became weird. I didn't like it either. We now know what to add to the Discord soundboard. Oh yeah, friends, we have a Discord soundboard which you will see in chat times. So yeah, as I was saying, if you are here, please become a member, join Discord, and you can come chat with me. I used to threaten my younger cousin of thrashing him if he caught him watching this show. Back when I was in college, this show has the ability to bring the IQ level of the country to a single digit. Dude, I can't agree more on this, Aman. I felt like my intelligence levels were dropping like by the day. And my parents were addicted to this show, and like my extended family also. It was like they watched like zombies, like sub TV. Again, what half an hour episode? Usme to like 11 minutes were ads, and literally before the break, 2 sentences were said. And there's like dung to dung tung dung to dung tung, like big cuts idhar udhar, and then whatever. Ridiculous. Like such teasing. Can you explain Mandal, Kamandal and Mandal committee? I have done an episode on this, Victor Trumper. You can go back and see it. I have done an entire episode on the caste census. Immediately, like, I mean, explain karna, like you can look at that episode. If you have any specific question about it, please ask. That would be better. And also, thank you for your support. Bread butter, thank you for your support. Come on Discord. Anything on TV that is worthwhile watching in India? I like MasterChef India. That was nice. MasterChef India was nice. The last season was great. उसके पहले वाला वो अक्षय कुमार and all was garbage. But like उसके बाद, when they got actual chefs to do actual things, I loved it. MasterChef. I'm a big MasterChef fan. I see all sorts of MasterChef. And on Indian TV again, but I've seen Arya. That was okay. This one is nice, huh? The what was it called? The 1984 Bhopal gas tragedy one. Railwayman. I really liked Railwayman. It was nice. Rohan Singh, thank you for the super chat. My ex being a huge TMKOC fan was one of the reasons I broke up with him. Good choice. Good choice. Old show called Tenali Rama. Oh, that's so old. It's actually a good show though. Malgudi Days is great if you have not seen it yet. Malgudi Days is great. Also, guys, as I don't know if I've ever promoted this on live stream, but I would highly, highly recommend you watch this. I hope they still have it. Yes, it does. Copyright strike aa sakta hai. So there is this amazing show called Samvidhan, okay, which came on DD way back in 2013 or 2014 or 2015, sometime during that time. And you know who hosted this? So it's directed by Shyam Benegal, but it is hosted by Swara Bhaskar. Yes, it is hosted by Swara Bhaskar. It's actually a great show, honestly. There's like dramatic things happening and whatever. Very good watch. It is about the making of our constitution. If you haven't seen it, it's in Hindi. Great show. Yeah, Swara Bhaskar hosted this. There are 10 episodes. I have a great limited edition DVD box set of this, but I don't have a DVD player anymore. Boom! Pranked.
कि हम भारत को एक आजाद खुद मुख्तार जमहूरियत घोषित करते हैं.
It's a dramatized version of it, okay? Very excellent. Please watch. Okay, should we do members chat? Yes, if you are here, members, let us go and talk to members. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
How you doing, friends?
Hello,
Fine.
hello.
I'm good.
Uh,
Am I
we
sounding
were just
condescending?
nerded out for 15 minutes on Taarak Mehta.
Yeah. Absolutely, that's what happened. I nerded out on Taarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma for 15 minutes, and I'm going to play like pleasant Samvidhan in the background, so that there is something to watch. It's like, without sound, okay? So it's just playing. You're supposed to talk about that unhealthy behavior you mentioned earlier. Oh yeah, guys, I
Yes.
did. So my unhealthy behavior is basically being obsessed about things, and also
Hmm.
just over nerding sometimes. Does that make sense? I don't know when to stop. I keep giving myself so many projects. It's not good. Like I keep
It-
wanting to do more.
That's just being workaholic.
Yeah, I guess. I draw my validation from my work a lot, friends. ये therapy session बनने वाला है clearly, but it's true. Does anyone else have this problem?
I do have
I mean-
that problem because whenever I start
does
studying my
happen a
Miss
lot.
Granger,
favorite
Miss
subject,
Granger,
Well-
तुम रहने दो, okay? Like तुम अभी I don't think you have experienced work yet.
no, not work, but
Not-
whenever I start studying my favorite subject, I can't stop studying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. That's the same with me. Even
But
I
in a way,
have
it's also.
Atharva, go.
Achha,
Atharva.
Continue.
Yeah, so the thing is that I picked up two electives for my English minor courses, and that has led me to not study my engineering courses at all. I have been so focused on doing readings for my English minor courses that, yeah, it creates a very huge disbalance. So I do that too.
Well,
Yeah. Oh,
I
by the
am
way,
reading 6 non-fiction books right now and not focusing at
Bilbo.
all at my entrance.
Bilbo, my
Sorry.
friend, we are soulmates. I was just about to say that because at any given point of time, I'm reading at least 5 books and it is messy. Do not do that. But I keep doing it. I don't understand it. And
I mean, that's how reading books works. I mean, I've never
I
read books that are less
yeah,
than 3, 4 books at a time.
oh my God, guys, this
I
is
agree. I agree.
behavior.
I do the same.
Yeah, yeah.
I order at least
I
3 to 4
disagree.
series
I
when I
disagree
complete
with
one
it.
book.
You order 3 to 4 new books.
Series, entire
Series.
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 Oh, also this. I'm now I read that series. कौन सा था? अभी शुरू किया था मैंने. Oh, Foundation. I was
Arkham Knight.
rereading Foundation
Yeah,
from
Foundation is really good.
from the beginning till the end. So I've never read it in order. So I was reading it in order,
Hmm.
and then now I've started reading Harry Potter again. I'm like, हाँ अगर
Hmm.
वो पढ़ ही रहे हैं तो फिर एक और series चालू कर देते. And it's not good. It's not.
Hmm.
Harry
But
Potter is not that good.
But this is what happens. Like I read a fiction, a non-fiction book simultaneously, and also a book that is neither too world driven,
Hmm.
but also a little philosophical at the same time. So I have 3, 4 books
But how you guys
that I
are
read.
able to read 3 to 4 books at the same time simultaneously? How you are able to
Not
retain it?
well,
I have a very
not
simple logic. I read on my Kindle. Then I have like three other books on the side which I'm reading at the same time. One of them is usually a thick non-fiction, which is like super heavy. One of them is science fiction, and one of them will be fantasy or like something crime or whatever. So it's like different genres happening at the same time.
Hmm.
Sorry, I just wanted to thank Johan. Thank you so much for the super chat. And also Tonoy. Tonoy, come re. Tonoy आ गया क्या यहाँ पे नया member? Tonoy, are you there? No, he's not there, I think. But he will come. He will come. Tonoy, you can join the Discord also.
To add something on that, I
Yeah.
think it's also important to make mistakes on time management, because that is
By the way,
also how
Meghnad,
you learn
if
like
you
how to
enjoyed
time
the
manage
Foundation
better.
series, I'd suggest you to read Ian M. Banks's
Yeah.
The
See,
Culture
that
series.
I was just thinking, what else am I reading? I'm reading that culture series.
Yeah,
I'm
the
almost
the
done with
Culture
book one.
series. Yeah, you can also start with Peter F. Hamilton's books, and I think Annihilation Space.
Yeah.
That's also a good one.
Also,
Or
I
you
I
can
finished
also
reading
start with Three Body Problem.
Sishin Liu's 3 Body Problem series. What a
Yeah,
depressing
that's great.
ass.
oh,
Oh my
The
god.
second book. Have you read the second book?
It was a fun book.
I read the first one. I haven't read the other two.
Oh,
No, I've
you are
read
in
the
for
first one.
the second
It's a fun series. Read
book
it.
is much more. The second book is much better.
Yeah. Sorry, Victor Trumper is saying I searched Mandal,
The
Kamandal, didn't find anything.
is the
Sorry guys, a second, just
So the cast episode, I think, is a Constitution season 1 episode. I was trying to look for the link, didn't find it.
It's season 2, I think.
I
Reservation.
thought it is 1.
No, it's season 2.
in
It's
the
on reservation.
Season
Yeah.
2, so I have. I'll give the link.
Yeah. So hardworking my moderators are. I love you guys. Amazing you guys are. Like finding things that I've done in the past and then so nice. Community होता है ऐसा.
Speaking of moderators, we moderators have
Are going
we
on
are
strike?
anti unblocking Raj Yadav. I know how to do it and I will not do it. And I do
anti.
not like himself saying that he wants to be unblocked. And yes, I am dictator.
Okay, fine. That's fine then. Then decision is made. Bye bye, Raj Yadav.
Authoritarian dictatorship.
Because basically what he wants to do is
Instigate.
his membership is active on the Raj Yadav ID, not the one that you blocked. And hence he cannot be active on the Discord server. And now he wants to promise us that he will not troll us anywhere in the server or on YT.
Correct.
And we don't want that management problem.
Correct. Also, by the way, Purnur has the same problem. Rangappa has the same problem. Anup has
There
the
are
same
many
problem.
people.
Yeah, like obsession. And the opposite of that is ADHD. I have tunnel vision. Like I just, but I was going to say, so one of the things that helped me though with this is working in parliament, because I had to give like speeches in like 3 hours, and then I could not go too deep, and then really happens that way.
Who did you work for in Parliament, by the way?
So I have worked with multiple MPs. I've worked with Derek O'Brien. I have worked with this Haryana MP called KD Singh. I have worked with PD Rai, who is an MP from Sikkim, and the party overall, SDF. Pawan Chamling was the chief minister then. Then I worked with Tathagat Satpathy, then larger BJD, other MPs also within the BJD. And briefly with Aam Aadmi Party for campaign work in Delhi at some point. So yeah, so like a bunch of parties essentially.
How did you
Meghnad,
like working for the BJD?
One at a time. Who was it?
Meghnad, I had a question for
Go on,
you.
go on, go on.
I was just wondering, what's your views on Constitution? Because you were talking about the Constitution and the series that Swara Bhaskar has made.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, like, what's your views on it and Constitution, like, because the word secular in the Constitution is actually a later addition in the Constitution, and also it was added during the emergency period.
Yes,
so is the secular word which every party is now talking about is just a illegally added word in the 6th year of a parliament, like it never happened in the history of
Hey,
India.
hi, I know you, Sid.
He sounds familiar. He
Yeah,
sounds very familiar. I don't
hi,
know who he is.
Sid. You were trying to hide your voice.
Voldemort.
Oh.
Using voice mods.
Guys, who is
Not
it?
bad, not bad.
Who is this?
welcome buddy, welcome.
Imposter मिल गया भाई ये तो थोड़ी imposter की आवाज है.
Nice.
वही ना
Just a reminder,
Welcome,
Sid.
Acha,
Rotterdam is
wait,
in Netherlands.
Sid, whoever you are, Anshul. Hi, Anshul.
Yeah, what? I don't know what you are talking about.
Oh, so cute, Anshul.
Why does he sound like he's crying?
At least you
He sounds like he's
at least you
crying.
could have used some
He
voice
sounds
changer,
so
man.
much
Come
like he's
on, how can
crying.
you be so
Guys,
so
can
even I
everyone
can
can
speak
everyone
like
be
this,
quiet,
please.
because I want to give context to the people who don't know what is happening. Okay.
Please.
Guys,
Yes, yes.
Meghnad sir, just I want to add one thing. Hello.
yeah. Before that,
Exactly, I'm dumb. Please
No.
explain. Please explain.
Before that, let me give context to chat, okay? Because new people aate rehte hain, na? They don't know the history between me and Sid/Anshul/ everybody else. Okay, so Anshul friend was one person who used to come on chat and used to basically spam the chat and instigate all the time. Like what Sid is doing right now, but just in a more obvious way. Then he figured out that someone gave memberships. He got in. He wanted to debate me, so he started debating me. He was faking an accent, I guess, during that time. Now, clearly, Sid, the way you are talking, I can tell. I'm not stupid. He was faking an accent and doing all sorts of things. So it became like a weird stream. So that became members only. बहुत drama हुआ उस दिन. Yeah. And now this friend Sid oddly sounds familiar. Guys, members who were there, do you think I am right?
Yeah, you are absolutely right. He's also an
Yep.
Islamophobic bigot.
Absolutely
Yes,
right.
he's an absolute bigot.
Yeah. Also,
Hi, Anshul. How are you?
Anshul, how we
Hello.
sounding
Hi,
similar.
Bella.
How are you? Hi, Bella. How are you?
chalo,
Shameless.
isko,
You could have
Yes,
used
bro.
some voice changer.
Meghnad,
Come on.
actually, you should answer that question if someone might
I
have
will,
that doubt.
You can't answer that question. That's the point. You can't answer.
I will answer
Bhagwan.
that question. Lol. Dumbass.
Stay quiet.
No, one minute.
He left.
How
He
can
left.
you talk about the entire constitution?
No, also like this guy is so desperate, man. Like I mean, like humiliate kitna hona
I
hai
don't-
tere ko? What the hell? And like I mean, so yeah, it's
Humiliate,
like right
correct.
now when he unmuted it, it's exactly him. So Anshul got the link from somewhere. Again,
Yeah.
थोड़ा
So we
ज़्यादा
have
नहीं
an
है क्या?
imposter within us.
Chomo.
Acha.
No,
There are
but
2 points for
you know
effort.
the guys,
Creating a new account,
that thing
coming back
about
here with the link.
adding secular in the constitution. Any thoughts on that? It's a very interesting point he brings up. Not in the way he brought up, but what do you think?
I mean,
I have something to
may I,
add.
Yeah.
may I
We wanted
may I add on it? Can I add on
the
it?
government
Before
back then
people.
wanted us to remind that we are secular. The need to say that we are secular only brought up that thing.
Yes.
We were
Correct.
secular before also,
Uh,
but because things were not
hmm.
right back then, we had to mention it
Yeah,
again.
like it was made to be a
Obvious
yeah,
thing.
like it was made to be a secular it was made to be a secular constitution.
Hmm.
The amendment does nothing but just like make that fact more obvious
This
along
was
with
fun.
the word socialist as well.
Even
And
if you remove
what
the
does
word
he mean by
secular from the
illegal?
preamble, the rest of the preamble is
Guys,
very
sorry,
in line with
sorry. Everybody is talking at the same time. Okay. I see Shekhar was here. I see Rick. In that order.
Can I make a point?
And Bharadwaj. Okay, Bharadwaj go first, then Arth, then Shekhar, then Rick.
So there are also comments by justices from the Supreme Court who clarified about the same question. People have been asking this for more than 3 decades now, and they clarified that what was implicitly already mentioned in the Constitution was explicitly made in the preamble. That was the only difference. Yeah, they keep bringing this point that
Sorry, guys. Sorry, Siddesh, can you mute, please? I think you're not muted. मुझे सुनाई नहीं दे रहा था. Siddesh, हाँ. Thank you. Mute कर दो. हाँ, thanks. हाँ, Bharadwaj go.
So yeah, so it is true that it was the 6th year and it was a dark period, but what was the act that was done doesn't negate the fact. I mean, the good act is still there. What was already in the Constitution very implicitly was made visible and explicit in the preamble.
Correct.
That was the only thing.
Correct.
So we don't have to find a problem with the content. Yeah, we can find a fault with the way it was done and when it was done.
Yes,
but not with the actual content of it.
Accurate.
It's as simple as it.
No, absolutely. Arth, you wanted to say something?
Okay, so when in 1948, when the constitution was supposed to, when the constitution was being written, we tried to add the clause that to add the word secular, federalist, socialist in the constitution, but it was dropped by Nehru and Ambedkar because they believed it's also a form of dogma, or at least that's what they told in their books. So, bigger than that, it does not matter what it. Because both Ambedkar and Nehru believed that this also felt like a form of dogma during that time.
Correct. So
because it was more of an
absolutely. So Arth, so one thing I wanted to add here, our civics book actually defined this properly, that our secularism versus Western secularism is very different. There is an Indian secularism and there is a Western secularism, right? So according to Western secularism, it is a separation of church and state, where essentially religion and government have nothing to do with each other, sort of a thing, right? But in India, it's not. In India, the government has complete rights to ban practices which go against basic human rights or are trampling on someone's rights. Like for example, triple talaq, also one of those things. Sati, also one of those things. There are many laws that are made which basically shut down some religious practices which harm human rights. So we are not technically secular, quote unquote, in the Western sense of the word. We are Indian secular, right? The debate though is actually legit, because Bharadwaj, what you said is correct, where the way it was done was bizarre. The way it was done was wrong. Does that make a difference? Again, debatable. But yeah, Arth, you wanted to complete, then I'll go to Shekhar and I think Rick.
And also the thing is that, if I'm not wrong, it's secular also appears only twice in the whole constitution in section 20, in article 25, if I'm not wrong. And not many more than that.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Raj Yadav. Oh, Raj Yadav is here.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, Raj Yadav? Wait, but let the others speak, sure. Then I'll come to you, okay? Arth, as far as I know, it's only once, okay? Fact check me. It's only once.
I think it appears twice. I might be wrong. I remember reading it sometime, but maybe I'm wrong.
I'll have to check once, yeah.
I thought it was in article 25. appeared twice. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'll have to check. Guys, so wait, our lawyer mod is here, no? Shweta? Shweta, is this true?
Checking. Because even I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly. To sure karte. So there is Shekhar and then Rick. Go, Shekhar.
Yes. Even if we remove the word secular, I mean, we should not, of course, because it sets a very weird precedent. But even without the word secular in the preamble is very secular in nature, with the whole fraternity, equality, and thing. So adding it adds nothing more to the preamble other than just add the word secular.
Fair point. I mean, I completely hear where you're coming from, honestly. Rick, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I think people have already covered what I wanted to say.
Okay. Reality Boom is saying 2 times.
Like, you got to really give it to the guy.
Reality
for the
Boom,
com-
I hear you.
I
don't
had
spam.
something
Yeah,
to add.
I checked it. It is 2 times.
2 times, okay.
But
First is
my point on the insertion of it in the preamble, right? How interpretation of law works
they are
is
already-
if there is ambiguity.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. As you were speaking about the preamble showed up on the screen, and it is the original preamble, which does not have the word.
Unedited.
Yeah. Go on.
No, but once you have a preamble, right? Anything that is unclear or open to interpretation gets interpreted as per the intent of the law, which is mentioned in the preamble, or which is mentioned in the. So, hence, a constitutional bench gives the preamble a lot of weight in that sense.
Also,
That's why it
you
was
can't change the preamble anymore. It is frozen. So, like, what was the case called? Keshavananda Bharti, right? Keshavananda Bharti, yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
Raj, hello Raj, how are you doing?
Hi. I'm
Hi.
doing well.
You're here finally.
Yeah, I found the link finally.
You found a link. Okay. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's like 12:30 a.m. here, so just
Oh.
wanted to come in the chat since I have the membership.
Oh, okay.
I'm just taking a walk.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just taking a walk outside.
Oh, welcome. And also, I have you're the same one I have banned from the channel, right? Chat.
Yeah, you hide me from the channel. Yeah.
Yeah, I've hidden you from the chat.
I really, I just want to say most of it was just trolling. 90% of it.
Right.
But the airport thing, I have a contention on that.
Sure. No, Raj, see, here's the thing, right? From the looks of it, I think you were overdoing it a little bit. And I think chat was also getting a little annoyed. So that's why I had to hide you. But we can talk about what you disagree with also, the 10% thing.
Yeah, that's because you get triggered so easily. That's why it's quite funny.
I get triggered easily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. By what did I get triggered?
Most of the things that I said about like suspending both houses and
you mean the trolling trigger? Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, so you wanted
Yeah,
like
it's
a
hilarious.
reaction video out of me, basically. Okay, Raj, I hear you.
No, it's just actually the first video that I watched of you was the Sadhguru video.
Oh,
I think that was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I sent it on my WhatsApp family chat.
Oh
because
yeah.
I have family members who actually believe in Sadhguru.
Yeah.
And that video was a great video because it shows how much of a businessman he is and less of a spiritual guru. in a sense.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, that was a good video. So that's my first point of contact with you.
Thank you.
Other than that, I think News Laundry. I mean, I'm from Singapore actually,
Okay.
so I don't really follow Indian politics that much. But yeah, News Laundry is quite funny, and I watch the TV news thing every week.
Yeah. Thank you. See, when we talk to each other, you seem like such a nice fellow, huh, Raj?
It's all a joke, to be honest. So you get triggered very easily. Really, you get triggered very easily.
I do.
And you say I'm articulated. Yeah, yes.
Oh.
I just said something. It's funny. So it's just a joke anyway. And
No, it's
yeah,
fine.
that's about it.
Listen, I admit, like, I mean, I have, like, for example, this live streaming thing I started when, like, a few months ago, 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
And I literally have to practice to be calm sometimes, where I have started doing meditation so that it keeps me calmer. Because there are like situations, like for example, you are coming and saying something extremely, like as you said, triggering, right? So there are times when I cannot. I mean, it's only natural. It's a live thing. I'm reacting to things. I'm thinking about things. Or at least my face at least betrays when I'm getting triggered or whatever.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. That's fine, Raj. But well done, sir. Well done. Well done. Good job. Good job.
Yeah. I
एक
watch you
जो
late at night.
triggered
So
videos और reels और GIFs भी बना दो please.
हाँ Raj, favorite triggered moments will help really well.
Greatest
honestly, I think the
hits.
most.
Greatest hits.
Oh yeah, that moment where you got triggered with so much democracy. That was funny.
Oh yeah. Oh, that genuinely triggers me. Like that is solid, huh? Like too much democracy. यहाँ पे too much democracy है type sentences, and you kept doing that, and I was like, boss, नहीं, ये नहीं चलेगा.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, personally, I think for the land acquisition thing, I think the bar is too high in India. That's my viewpoint. And taking it's 80%, you have to get 80% of people to agree. I mean, there's too much democracy, right? It should be 50% or less, right? So that's my opinion. But yeah.
Fair enough. It's an opinion.
What is
I
20%?
disagree with it, but it is an opinion.
Yeah. I mean, the 2013 Land Acquisition Act says that you need to get 80% of the landowners to agree to compensation and agree to give up the land before you can take everything.
The old Land Acquisition Act, you mean, not the new one?
Before the ordinance.
Yeah, before the 3 ordinances.
Yes. I mean, I don't know much about the 3 ordinances, but in a sense, the law is still there. It's like 80%.
No, it's not. They have removed all of it. They have also amended the Environmental Protection Act, and now they are giving away forest areas, which are over 90% to our friendly businessers. So you have a good government then. Like, I mean, I disagree with it highly. That they did this where they don't require like assessment, and they don't look at stakeholders, and they're not given fair compensation, and in a lot of ways bulldozing ho jata hai randomly kabhi. And that happened in Varanasi. It happened in Ayodhya. It happened in Madhya Pradesh. It's happening in Jaipur. It has happened. Just off the top of my head. But this whole bulldozer culture also like extends to that.
Yeah, but I still think the bar is too high in India, because that's where all of this.
Again, see, there is a way to negotiate. There is a way to negotiate. Okay, like you have to
Meghnad,
work with
10
incentives.
PM.
Oh yeah, it's 10 p.m. It's 10 p.m. Friends. Okay, wait. Mute because I have to do my sponsored segment. Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. Mute. I'll be back. Just a second.
Which business sir is sponsoring Meghnad?
Okay, so friends, listen, if you are someone in your 30s who is planning to build a house, or if your parents have retired and are looking to build one, then today's sponsor will be very, very useful for you. Yeah. So say hello to our sponsor for today. This is the first time I'm getting a sponsor, Engineer Mantra. They are a group of engineers and experts who are dedicated to raising living standards and quality of life. They are based in Dehradun, but they are open to taking projects in other parts of the country as well. Engineer Mantra does everything from floor planning, structural design, mechanical, electrical, plumbing design, 3D elevation, and interior walkthrough. And they also do soil and concrete testing to check stability of old buildings in case you want to extend your building and work there or build it up there. They do that as well. So the good folks at Engineer Mantra have this core belief that a house is made for life. So they put in a little bit of love and to make it beautiful and functional. Also, bonus points when I was talking to the sponsor. They said, listen, you must mention we don't reject even the most bizarre ideas that our client gives us. So, yeah, go check out their website. It is in the link below, engineermantra.com. Link is below. Also, Engineer Mantra, thank you so much for sponsoring this stream. Much appreciated, much appreciated. Friends, just wanted to say, if you are running a small business, if you want some promotion from little old me on my channel, do get in touch. I'm trying to figure this out. My thing is, I'm going to small businesses because I feel like they have courage. Honestly, I feel like the small business has way more courage than big business. And people like Engineer Mantra sort of give me hope, genuinely. So thank you. And if you are a small business, if you run some company, or you are looking for visibility, you know where to come. DM me. Okay. Yes, thank you so much, friends. It's done. It's done.
Congratulations on your first sponsor.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, friends.
Congratulations.
Thank you, friends.
Congrats, Meghnad sir.
Thank
Congrats,
you.
Meghnad sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I'm
Engineer
very
Mantra.
Congratulations,
Meghnad, I had
Yeah.
one last.
Ron Weasley.
I have one last question that will help you transition into the next segment.
Wait, who was that?
Yes, sir. You called my
Me,
name.
Cinnamon. Hello.
Cinnamon, go. And then, sorry, Ron Weasley uske baad. Cinnamon, go.
Yeah, so my question is, the ArunAnnow segment, what are you going to talk about? Like, he's inviting you, but did he give you any sort of agenda of what you guys will discuss, or will it just
No.
be like a free-flowing discussion?
As far as I know, it will be free flowing. That's, I think. I mean, I didn't ask for it. He didn't give me anything. So let's see how it goes. I have no idea how it will go. Yeah, I'll join
Yeah,
in
he,
like 10
he
15
makes
minutes.
yeah he makes streams on literally on news or current affairs, or or things on Twitter. That's
Yeah, like I
similar,
mean, I
similar
have
to
seen
your stream. Yeah.
I have seen some of his streams. Like he's very interested in South Asia and Indian politics. So let's see. Should be fun. Yeah. Okay. So there is Ron Weasley. You've been waiting to talk.
No, man. I just thought that you called me and I asked. That's it.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I thought you were unmuting to say something. So like, I mean, so many people are unmuting, so I'm just spotting people and pulling them up. Sorry.
I just unmuted to congratulate you.
Oh,
So,
thank
yeah.
you so much. Thank you. It's great. I mean, again, I'm trying this out. Even the the sponsors are trying it out. Let's see. But please do visit them, guys. Website traffic bada unka. So that there is some effect.
Link is in the stream, guys.
Link is in the description. So Localite is saying interested is an understatement. Arun literally covers South Asian news. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, did I say interest? I mean, he's interested. What is so wrong in that? I'm interested in Indian politics. He's interested in South Asia news. I don't think there is anything wrong with that. Localite. His stream says chilling with Meghnad and talking about Indian politics. Let's see. Is it on now? Oh yeah, it is. It is on. Let me see for a bit.
Sing Halil's nationalists in like my video comments, so I'm not surprised. Like they're gonna have to do there's orbiters not in a good way. I agree.
Yeah, he's there.
So should we disconnect the Discord VC?
I'm going to disconnect the Discord and join his stream. Okay.
They're gonna regret coming here.
I'm going to regret coming there.
Yeah, because like the entire chat.
Should we all?
Yeah. Bye.
Let's all go back to
Chat is,
YouTube.
like, very hostile to the Sungis, rightfully so. The chat is very hostile to Sungis.
Let me see.
There was this one. We're not going to cover any news today. We're going to keep the stream super short. We're just going to talk with Meghnad, and then we're we love dogpiling. Yeah, you guys love dogpiling. Even when I tell you not to, you guys love it.
Let me.
You guys, when I tell you guys not to
Let me share my
dogpile,
screen.
you guys never.
And then.
You guys cook the sungies normally. Yeah, normally speaking, chat.
Let me actually fix my video as well while I'm at it.
Sure. I'm here.
Let me fix my audio while I'm at it, because output device speakers. Okay. Can you speak for a second?
Yeah. Hi. Can you hear me?
Hold on 1 second. One more. Speak
Hi.
again.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Here.
How's it going?
I'm here.
What's
Hello.
up?
Hi.
What's up, dude? How's it going? 1 second. I'm gonna pull you up on stream before. Go ahead.
Yep. For sure.
Okay. Big face. 1 second. Discord overlay. That's not what I'm looking for. Display capture. Wait. That's not what I'm looking for. Window capture.
So you will, I think your channel will be able to see me as well, because I turned on a camera as well. So
Yeah, they should be able to see you. For whatever reason, I'm not sure what's going on. Not sure what's going on here, but it's just not. Actually, what I can do is I have a better idea.
I can see you on my stream though. I have your channel open and everything. So
Yeah.
my stream is ongoing. Like I started a while ago. You were there on my stream.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
1 second. I gotta. Okay, instead of doing the Discord call, I might just pull you up on stream, and then we can, or I might pull your stream up, and then we can just talk.
But there will be latency problems then.
Yeah, there will be a delay.
Yeah. So there will be like multiple layers of. Like,
This is
that'll be fun.
like doing this is like needlessly hard. I feel like it should not be this hard. Let me.
It's fine. As long as our voices are matching as if we are having a conversation, the video doesn't really matter. So like people on your stream will be able to hear me talking to you. It's fine.
No, but I'm a perfectionist. I want to make sure this is actually solid before we do anything. Okay.
Sure.
Boom. I have you up on screen.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
So
Now,
fair enough.
let's see. And then, why is this not working?
So what you can do is, so you see my video on Discord, right? The chat window that I've opened. So you can just pull that out.
Yeah, that's what I already pulled that out.
And then you can just show that. So I mean, I think then we're sorted, right?
Yeah.
Because I can see you and you can see
whatever.
me.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it's just not letting me pull this up. Is this it? There you go. Okay, yeah, but I don't know why this is not working.
Yeah.
Is it just Is it just hidden behind everything? Like,
I don't know exactly. I mean, because I think your screen is not showing. Maybe because you need to do that screen.
oh, there we
share
go.
thing.
That's it. Okay, now we just need to. There we go. Now we
Amazing.
just need to put it here.
Amazing.
There we go. Much better. Okay.
Yes. Hello again. Hi.
What's up?
Hi.
Hi, Meghnad. How's it going? It's a pleasure to talk to you.
I have a question to start with. Why do you call yourself the Indian HasanAbi?
Okay, so originally I don't know how the name came about, but people said that I kind of sound like Hasan and I kind of look like him a little bit.
Right.
So then I just kind of started leaning into the meme a little bit more, and then I just kept on leaning into it, and I just kept on using it as like a marketing technique.
You know, there are people who come to my stream and they're like, "Oh, is this Indian HasanAbi I'm talking to?" I'm like, "Nahi yaar." Like, what is this? Like, don't
Yeah,
do
no,
this
that's
to me.
why. That's why. No, I mean that's why. I just like it. I figured like someone in my chat somewhere was like, "Yo, this guy kind of looks like Hasan," and he kind of speaks like Hasan a little bit when he
Right.
covers news.
Right.
So he's like, so then I was like, all right, let me lean into the meme a little bit. Eventually, what happened was I got onto Hasan's stream, right, and I got him to like follow the meme too, like.
Oh. Fair enough.
So now it's like completely canon in the HasanAbi universe. So
Oh, that's great. Oh, so then okay, so you've earned the title then. Let's put it.
yeah,
there.
he's confirmed it.
Huh. He's confirmed it.
We've also just to be clear, we're big fans of your stream. Like
you
we've
are?
watched. Yeah, we're big fans of your show.
Oh, thank you so much.
Chat, go boost the link. Yeah, because we've seen. Okay, I'll tell you what videos of yours we've watched.
Right.
We've watched the video on Moho Moitra.
Right.
We've watched. I think our favorite one was the Elvish Yadav stuff.
Of course. Yeah.
The Elvish Yadav snake venom stuff.
Right.
We've also watched the what was it? I wanted to watch the Jai Sai Deepak reaction video on stream, but I've also reacted to Jai Sai Deepak myself.
Oh, okay.
On multiple occasions.
Okay.
We've also watched the Indian Parliament get smoked. We've watched a lot of your videos.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice of you.
So we're big fans of yours.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Much appreciated. So,
yeah.
Tell me something. I just wanted to understand this, and because you're the first person I'm talking to on Twitch, right? I tried to stream on Twitch before, but it didn't work. Is there no Indian audience? What is the sort of feeling that you get there?
Okay, so basically the way it works, so there are Indians on Twitch, but they are largely scattered among. There are Indian streamers, but they're not huge. It's just beginning to become bigger on, like, the Indian audience is becoming like bigger on Twitch as we speak.
Oh, okay.
But the other thing is, like, so most of my audience are Indians, or they're from like the Indian subcontinent in general. So I have Pakistanis in my chat. I have some Bengali, like Bangladeshis in my chat. A couple of Nepalis in my chat. So I have people from all over the subcontinent, right?
Right.
But they were largely scattered in like Western political commentators like chats. So they would follow so they would be in other political chat. They'd like follow other politics. They'd be in other streams as well. Some of them were like, they followed like Valorant streams before they like followed me.
Got it.
So they do exist, but they're not usually congregated in one place.
Correct. Because in India, I feel like, YouTube is the place to be, because this is where I actually found some sort of audience who is interested in politics per se, and also is comfortable with the live streaming format, because in the US it has gone really further away, which is like Hassan streams, you stream, Wash, Destiny, all these people stream, and they stream for hours. I don't think India has that culture yet, but yeah, trying it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a totally different, like, you should. I think like the biggest problem that I've come across is like there aren't enough like people from the subcontinent. And so like one thing that I have noticed is that there's just a general lack of understanding of like this region's politics. It's always like filtered from an American lens. Like it's never like I think I am probably the only streamer that presents like this region's politics from the lens of people from this region, right?
Correct.
Because like the way people understand India's politics is more like stuff that they've seen in like CNN or like maybe at best Al Jazeera, which again, Al Jazeera does very good coverage.
Yeah.
But again, it's like Al Jazeera is not going to necessarily 100% get the context of what's going on, right? So basically like I think like it's the Indian audience is beginning to like grow, I would say. So the more Indian political commentators, I mean, again, with Modi cracking down on everyone, I would say the likelihood of that really happening is less and less. And there are certain actors on YouTube, unscrupulous actors on YouTube that I would much rather not have on Twitch. You and I probably know the type.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the more progressive like Indian commentators we have on Twitch, the better. Like the better. Like if you could stream on Twitch, that'd be fantastic, right?
I haven't found an audience there yet. That's the thing. And plus, I'm just trying YouTube right now because their monetization is great.
It's better than Twitch.
It's much better than
Twitch's
Twitch.
monetization is garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
No, go ahead.
No, the thing is that their creator studio, etc., is actually much better. It's very transparent, I would say. Twitch, not so much.
Yeah, the problem with Twitch is that Twitch's like platform is like a double-edged sword, I would say, because like they're very stringent on certain rules, right? Which generally speaking makes Twitch kind of more safe than YouTube, I guess, in a sense. But it also means that you are allowed less leeway and there isn't as much. So I was like banned maybe like not a month ago. I was given a 2-week suspension from Twitch. No, I don't know the reason. I don't fully know the reason. I suspect it may have something to do with the fact that I may have said, you know how in India there's a particular word, we just cut the word fire from firecrackers.
Yeah.
To crackers, right? To like firecrackers, right? That is probably what so someone probably took that out of context and like sent it to Twitch and was like, all right, you're done. Right? You're done with that, right? Like you're done. You're getting a ban. Or it's probably something that I had said earlier in like one of my VODs. The transparency is just not there with Twitch.
Right. True. But tell me, so what do you want to talk about?
I don't have
Is
any
there
idea.
anything
It's
particular
totally
that you had in mind?
I don't have any topics. It's just like we're just vibing, you know?
Yeah. So you live in the US, right?
Yes, I do live in the US.
Okay. And you were born there?
No, so I was born in Chennai.
Oh, great. Oh, also, is your last name, was I pronouncing it
No.
differently?
No, so Annow is not my last name. So Annow is it means Anna, it means Dada.
Right.
And it means Dada. That's what
Yeah.
that means, right?
Anna,
But
yes.
but in Chennai specifically, we often like say Annow or no instead of Anna. Right? So it's slang basically. Annow is not actually my name. It's my last name.
Got it.
Oh, that's the other reason why I'm the Indian HasanAbi. My entire name is basically a ripoff of his. Because Abi in Turkish means the same thing. So Hasan, big brother.
I did not know
It's
that.
literally
I did
exactly the
not know that.
HasanAbi brand. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah. So basically, in if I had to change my name, it would be like Meghnad Dada or something.
Yeah. Are you from West Bengal?
No. I'm from Maharashtra. I'm Marathi.
Okay.
But big brother in Marathi is also Dada, no? So.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
So it also in Bangla, of course. But
Yeah,
some
yeah.
people are in my chat. People are saying talk about JSD, Jesai Deepak.
Jesai Deepak.
And
God.
your chat is also like giving suggestions here. So.
I mean, I'm down for whatever.
Yeah.
Meghnad by supremacy, make Dada, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's some people in my chat that have been trying to teach me, they've been trying to get me to, they've been trying to get me to teach them swear words in Tamil. I gave in like once and I regretted it because my mom basically told me like, why are you teaching your chat swear words? Like,
Correct.
what is wrong with you?
Correct.
My mom just called me up and she's like, she was texting me like in the middle of stream and she's like, yo, what are you doing? Like,
wow, your mom watches your streams. Hello, auntie. How you doing, auntie? Namaste.
no, she doesn't watch them anymore. She doesn't watch them anymore these days. But yeah, because like she's got other things to do. So, like, she's just like, okay, my son's streaming or whatever.
Yeah. So JSD, tell me more. What do you think? Do you like him?
I mean, I think we share very similar opinions about Jesai Deepak. He has let's just say so we call him Bram Shapiro in my stream.
Bram Shapiro, okay.
Yes, we call him Bram Shapiro in my stream. One of my mods came up with the idea.
Got it. That's
One of my moderators
one.
came up with the idea of calling him Bram Shapiro. So I was like, all right, we're keeping that. We're keeping the name.
Oh, nice. I like that name. I think
Yeah,
I might steal it.
It fits. Bram Shabibo. Yep. Bram Shabibi, Indian Ben Shabibo. Yeah, he's based. Yeah, if I'm Indian HasanAbi, that dude is Indian Ben Shapiro. Actually,
Shapiro.
the thing is, like, he's not the only guy to basically be the Indian equivalent of Ben Shapiro. Like, you've had Subramaniam Swamy like do similar things, like when he debated
No,
Go
okay.
ahead.
So I'll tell you who the Ben Shapiro really is. It is Sudhir Chaudhary, who is this anchor. He's I think like equivalent to Ben Shapiro because he talks in that way as well. But Subramaniam Swami, funnily enough, I met him once, and he's a
Oh, is that
very
right?
nice guy. I mean, nice guy in the sense he's very open to more
Personable.
progressive ideas. Sure, he has his whole RSS background and his whole Sanghi base and whatever. But at the same time, he refuses to basically bow down to anyone, which I appreciate in anyone. Like, like for example, everyone in the BJP right now is just bowing down to Supreme Leader Shri Sir Adarniya Narendra Modi ji, Mananiya Pradhan Sevak, full title. But Subramaniam Swami kind of refuses. He's just like, yeah, I'm my own thing. I dissent.
Yeah, he's like one of the politicians I dislike the most out of everyone.
Really? Why?
Oh, I hate him more than I arguably hate him more than I dislike Jai Sai Deepak. Actually,
Really? No, tell me
I
why.
really dislike him. I really hate him.
Hmm.
And it's particularly because of his takes on. Okay, so I don't know how much you're familiar with Sri Lankan politics.
A little bit, not much though.
So his opinion. So basically, the long story short is that Sri Lanka, and obviously you're going to hear it from my perspective. It's going to be different if you ask him, but Sri Lanka is basically committing a literal genocide against the Tamils.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they've committed like the Sri Lankan.
Correct.
Yes. And basically his position on that is, well, the entire onus of the war crimes committed in Sri Lanka is solely on the Tamil Tigers. It's only on the LGBT.
Got it.
So that's why I dislike him to an unbelievable degree.
No,
because
that's fair. That's personal, basically.
yeah, the thing is he's also Tamil, so it's like it's
yeah.
a betrayal on that front as well because
Agreed.
and he literally for all of his talk about Hindus must be protected, Hindus are in danger, Hindus are this, Hindus are that. He literally likes Mahinda Rajapaksa.
Yeah.
Who is and his entire administration is implicated in war crimes against the Tamils, and most of Tamils in Sri Lanka are Hindus.
Yeah.
So it kind of just demonstrates to me that his entire worldview is just based on pure convenience, right? Like he has a bunch of opinions that he wants to it's all about what's convenient for him. It's the same thing. If you ask Jai Sai Deepak, if you want to immediately destroy any talking point that any of these guys have to say about Hinduism, Hindutva, or anything, just ask them about Sri Lanka. And they will squirm. They have no answer for that. Because the one country that actually committed a full-blown genocide against a majority Hindu population.
Absolutely.
That is,
okay. You make a very fair point. Absolutely, I agree with you. When I was talking about Subramaniam Swami, of course, I didn't have that context in mind, but you're absolutely right. I agree. The weird thing, okay, you tell me this, right? So, because you follow Sri Lankan politics and you know his opinions on it, etc. Honestly, I didn't know much. But on the other hand, when you look at because I'm focusing on national Indian politics most of the time, and I see Subramaniam Swami being the only person from the BJP who is dissenting or having any sort of conversation, etc. So, he's playing that game, which is a little strange. So it's, if I may say so, refreshing and on a national politics sort of scale to see someone from within the party dissent. I was talking on that front, right?
No, I see. No, no. I don't disagree with you on that front. I think but I think I think what I took away from that was always he's just a contrarian.
Yeah. Fair enough.
He's just a huge contrarian.
Fair
and
enough.
I don't personally, and just me personally, I don't find being a contrarian for the sake of being a contrarian to be good, right? That's sort of my perspective on the issue, because like I feel like a lot of it is just to like raise his middle finger at people he doesn't like, right? Or it's like it's just to show like, I mean, he probably does disagree with the BJP on a lot of things, but a lot of it is, I feel like it's motivated by ego a little bit. But again,
Sure.
you've met the guy.
Sure.
So
No,
you've
no, no.
definitely met the
Absolutely.
guy. I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
Look, I've worked with politicians. I have literally worked for 7 years with politicians, and all of them have giant mega egos. All of them, like, across the board, right? That it comes with the job per se. One thing I've seen with Indian politicians, I think it's applicable everywhere practically, is that they walk into a room and they know exactly how to please the crowd and what the crowd needs to hear. And Subramanian Swamy got that pat down. So essentially, when I met him, again, 2-3 people went together. So he knew exactly what we wanted to hear. It was not like he was clueless about it. So he said all the right words. And at an impressionable age of 24, 25, when you see someone like Subramanian Swamy, it's kind of nuts, no? So
it is.
Yeah.
No, I get that. He's a very charismatic guy, I will say. He's an absolutely charismatic
adventure
guy.
stories also. He ran away to Nepal and did some crazy shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He's an interesting character for sure.
Absolutely. On my chat, Hack Baba is saying he's playing a good cop, bad cop thing for BJP.
I would actually kind of agree with that assessment.
Yeah.
I would actually agree with that assessment of what he's doing. I would say he is doing like a good cop, bad cop sort of thing.
Yeah. Agreed. And you make a point, like he's an instigator, a contrarian, and sometimes maybe BJP needs someone who is a internal contrarian to show that, oh, we are a democratic party, which it isn't. But yeah. Convenient.
Yeah, it's like he's a very, like, that's what I mean by like he's a very good at like if you looked at like 2014 Gamergate Ben Shapiro, right?
Okay.
He knows exactly, like it's kind of like that, in that he knows exactly like what to say to get people to like him, especially like the very intelligentsia, like very like, I guess, debate lordy. Or like, the very like intellectual crowd, you would like, intellectual is not the right word, but like the huffs their own farts sort of crowd.
That's a good way to put it. Funnily enough, if you want something to react on, so he went on Kapil Sibbal's podcast. Have you heard this thing, Dil Se with Kapil Sibbal? Kapil Sibbal started his own channel. He's been inviting like ex-Supreme Court
So I
judges
don't
and
watch
people.
Hindi channels all that much because I don't speak Hindi.
No, it's English.
Oh, okay, it's English. Okay.
So Dil Se with Kapil Sibbal, he named it, but it's all in English. And he basically invites all these...
I think I know exactly what you're talking about. I think I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Say podcast, right?
Yeah. So it's like a video / podcast, and Subramanian Swamy is in it, like with like other Justice Madan Lokur and people. When they're S.Y. Qureshi, they're talking about electoral bonds.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like recently, of course, like electoral bonds was big news in
Yeah.
I'm sure you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, and then immediately Congress's assets were frozen.
Yes. But they
immediately after.
Dude, sometimes I wonder, what do you feel? How nutty is it from like your perspective when you look at all these things happening, and because you live in a pretty developed country and a more mature democracy, I would call it. You have flaws as well, but at the same time, more mature democracy. What is your perspective? And also, can you tell me, sorry, just adding a question to that, can you tell me if, this Vishwaguru thing is actually working in the US?
Okay, so I'll take your question bit by bit. So your first question, what do I feel when I see this? I'm so used to seeing this that like it's basically the same perspective that you have at this point. Like I'm in constant like most of my audience is like Indian. I constantly talk with Indians, like people living in India. So I'm used to it at this point. So it's like the same. it's only when I describe what's happening to India, what's happening in India to outsiders, is when I realize how insane this is. Because, like, to me, I've basically internalized all the insanity that is Indian politics. Right? To me, it's like Tuesday. Right? It's
fair
like,
enough.
yeah, this is Tuesday, right? Like, oh yeah, of course, the Gujarat state administration let the assailants of Bilkis Banu go because they're quote unquote good Brahmins. Like, of course they did that, right? That's what's going through my head. Of course they did that. Like, this is Indian politics, right? This is just how it works. It's only when I talk to like Americans or when I talk to people that are not from this region that I begin to realize, oh shit, this is actually very insane. Wait, what I'm describing here is like genuinely actually crazy. And then the second thing is, so I don't know specifically about the Vishwaguru stuff, but like, so there are organizations. Mitra of Aruna, guy in my chat says, you know how Carlin used to say, when you're born in this world, you get a ticket to the freak show, but in the US, you get a front row seat or something along the line.
Yeah.
I guess Carlin has never been to India. He's never been to the subcontinent, has he? Yeah, that's even crazier. No, to answer your question, generally speaking, my age group, like, this is just me talking about like life as like an Indian American. Most of us don't know or care about Indian politics. We don't know anything. We don't know. We just don't know anything. We don't know what's going. Like, at most, they may have seen like Hassan Minhaj, and they like Hassan Minhaj. That's about it, right? Like, they're far more worried about like American politics, and they're far more worried about like. That's basically like, there are organizations like Hindus on Campus, or like, what do you call it, Hindu American Federation, or Hindu American Foundation, that have like constantly, like, if you go to California, they recently struck down a bill that would enshrine caste discrimination as like one of the forms of, like, legally as one of the forms of discrimination you're not allowed to commit. Because of their lobbying, they struck down. They got Governor Gavin Newsom to basically veto that law. So you do have like very upper caste, like very right wing organizations.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like a huge problem in places like the Silicon Valley. Like, it's like what Ambedkar said. It's like what Dr. Ambedkar said. Like, wherever caste goes, like wherever Indians go, caste is going to be a problem, and it is a problem here. It is a problem here.
And there
Like,
is also
and
blowback on it, no? Like, I mean, from the usual Brahmin Hindus in US, they're like, caste does not exist in the US.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, they've managed to like, so they've rewritten, so because Indians in general are a minority, and there is like actual racism that happens to Indians, like I've experienced it. Most of the racism that we experience in the United States is because we get clumped in with like Middle Easterners, and
Of course.
we get clumped in as Muslims. So like, oh, brown person, Muslim, terrorist, right?
Correct.
That's really what most of the discrimination is at its very core. There's very few like targeted anti-Hindu like stuff. There's stuff like, you have like, I mean, America is fundamentally like a very fundamentalist Christian country. So you do have like Christians like basically being Christian Sangis here, like Christian bucks here, that are like basically bigoted towards all minorities. So they'll like make fun of you for like, oh, you do yoga, you're Satanist, or you're like,
whoa.
You're a Satanist, or like you believe in like Rama or something, you believe in Satan, you believe in the devil, you're an ungodly. Yeah, you do have like psychos like that
Of course,
all over the United States.
fundamentalist religious
They're the same.
kooky heads, yeah.
They're the I got into a beef with HOC, Hindus on Campus.
Oh, you did? That fun
I got
account
into
which is
Twitter beef
making
with them.
reels about we are Hindu and we are proud. Oh my god, so annoying. My god.
No, this is no, but it's like okay, there are some things that I've never heard of. Like, oh, of course, what was it? Of course we're Hindu. Like every time even if we're late, if someone sneezes, I have to run back up the stairs. That's shit I've never heard of.
Yeah, I've not. I showed
I've
that
never
on
heard of
stream
this stuff.
also, and people were like, what are they talking about? Like, like, what is this run up the stairs after you random? But like, basically, they said that we are Hindu, we are superstitious. That's what they wanted
It's
to
like,
say.
what? Like,
Yeah.
no, and it's like, oh, and going back to what, going back to Sri Lanka for a second, they were listing out like, of course, we're going to speak out when, our brothers and sisters in Kashmir, Pakistan, and Bangladesh are being massacred. And my immediate response was like, I wonder what, it's convenient. There's one particular country that they left off that list for whatever reason. I wonder
Lanka.
what's going on. Sri Lanka,
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's interesting that they leave Sri Lanka off that list.
Dude, the weird thing is, like, if you see Manipur right now, there is a literal civil war going on there. And
Genocide.
yeah, absolutely. Like, ethnic war is happening in Manipur for
Yeah.
months, for a year, more than almost a year now. And
Yeah.
don't give a shit. It's just bizarre. It's also this whole, sort of the. How I look at it is, they have sort of the establishment has defined an ideal Hindu, right? And
Yeah.
it all flows from a Brahminical Hinduism sort of thinking of things. And
Also North Indian.
absolutely. Like, I mean, like, so,
Also like very Brahmin and like North Indian UP guy, basically.
yeah. Also, like, Hindi is a national language and all that.
Hindi is national
follows.
language.
Yeah, follows.
I have like another take on like the Hindi versus Tamil thing, or
Yeah.
Tamil versus Sanskrit thing that
Yeah.
rages.
Just
that
don't get me
constantly-
banned, then I'm okay with your take. Go on.
Oh, no. It's a very easy take. It's a very simple take.
Yeah.
No, it's basically Tamil. So the whole discussion about Tamil versus Sanskrit, which is older, which is this, like, that entire discussion is a red herring because it boils down to caste.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It boils down to caste. It ultimately boils down to caste again.
No,
Because
absolutely.
Tamil is the vernacular language of Tamil Nadu. That's why. And Sanskrit is the liturgical language of the Brahmins. So it's just another symbol for a certain group of people to sort of impose their beliefs and ideologies on like an entire group of people.
No, and also the one big reason why this also happens is because Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh together form such a giant amount of our political power, right? And parliament, so
Right.
many seats come from there. So if you win like UP and Bihar, you're set. You're forming the government then, right? So they get like an unnatural amount of political power from those areas. So narrative
Right.
setting becomes easier accordingly, right? So
Exactly.
that's the sort of political machinations behind the thing, but absolutely you're right. You should hear this guy called Raju Parulekar. He's a sensation in India right now. Very
I've
very
never heard of this guy.
outspoken, very cool. Whatever he says something very interesting. He's like, I don't say that it's Hinduism. There is no such thing as Hinduism. It's not a religion. There is only Brahminism, which is basically the Brahmins set the rules and everybody else has to follow. So why do we call it Hinduism? It's just Brahminism.
Oh, that's what I've been saying.
Oh, very nice.
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
Like for I've been saying that, like, I've been literally like on my stream, I've been saying like, yeah, caste census now. Like, what are you guys doing? Like,
Yeah.
part of the reason that BJP was able to take power in 2014 is because they basically instilled false caste consciousness within people. And they managed to basically get a lot of people from the OBC communities of northern India to join their fold. And because of this false promise of like, oh, you'll become Kshatriya, you'll become like twice born caste
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
follow our. It's the same, like, it's dangling a carrot over like someone on a treadmill, basically.
The umbrella Hinduism, as we call it, right? Which is
Yes.
essentially including smaller castes, etc., and saying that, oh no, we don't believe in caste. But when it actually comes to on ground, you can see like literally last week there was this case of a groom who was on a horse in a village, and some men came and pulled him down and beat him up. That is a regular occurrence. Like, it's crazy that this is still happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's because like it's caste is a graded form of inequality.
Oh,
It's that simple. Because like it doesn't matter how many like it doesn't matter like how many people are above you, or like there's always someone that is above you and below you. So you're happy with where you are because you will always have someone to oppress, basically. Yeah.
And
So I mean,
there's also privilege at work here. You know, like a
Yeah.
max amount of privilege at work here, because you know, they will always give like anecdotal evidence of how reservations are bad. Like, oh, did you see that neighbor who is from a backward caste or whatever drives a Mercedes?
I have a Dalit,
has
I have a
an
Dalit
iPhone.
BMW guy. Like my Dalit friend has a BMW. Like, bro, my Dalit friend has an iPhone. Like, what do you
Exactly.
mean? Like, we mean Dalits are oppressed. No, get the fuck
Exactly.
out of here.
Exactly. And because there is no data, because there was active prevention of any data being gathered or circulated within the public, now there is no data on census. There is no census in India anymore, which is ridiculous to next level. But yeah, but like all they have is anecdotal evidence. And another thing, sorry, just wanted to bring in here, which I think is matching with your, what that handle that you said, Hindus on campus. Yeah. And there was this mass amount of insecurity in my dad's generation, like
Yeah.
especially the men. Massive amount of insecurity about their personal identity, about where they are, about their jobs, about everything. And that the BJP tried to manage to capture and sort of fill the void with like, oh yeah, this is your identity, now feel proud.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully, I feel like there's some hope that like Congress will be able to see, like, I believe there's some issue. I mean, I don't know the full details of what's happening in Uttar Pradesh right now. I think it has to do with like, one of my audience members was talking about this. What was it? It's in UP. I forgot what's going on. It's basically, I think there's some issue with there's a paper leak. There's a paper leak that happened in Uttar Pradesh, and people are very mad about
exam paper leak. Yeah.
Exam paper leaks. Yes,
Yeah.
there's exam paper leaks that are happening in Uttar Pradesh right now, and I think it's for
No.
what was it? It's for an IAS officer position, right?
I think it was a police constable thing. Chat, can you just fact check that for me? Like,
Yeah, it
you
was
can tell
like
me.
for.
But
Yeah, I
you
think
know,
it was
it's a-
IPS. Yeah.
So this is a very regular occurrence, right? In Rajasthan, abhi last month, there was this thing where there was a paper happening for, I think, school teacher exam, something, again, government post. They banned the internet. That is their first thing they do to prevent cheating, quote unquote. Yeah, and what happens is, in India right now, the job situation is so bad that for one or for like 9-10 positions, there would be lakhs of people applying. Right, like it's really sad. And then in that case, when there are such less positions to fill, and then the paper gets leaked, everybody loses it. It's just, it's crazy.
India's job crisis is so bad right now that you have people like from Haryana that are going to
Yeah.
Israel because they are not able to find any jobs right now.
So chat is saying it was UP police constable exam.
Yes, it was the it was the UP constable,
Yeah.
police constable exam. Yeah.
And there was some
But, like-
figure about the number of seats that were to be filled and like how much, and it's like a giant difference there. Crazy.
Right.
And you know, the worst part is that this is like real evidence of how the problem is in India, like job wise and opportunity wise. But somehow this is never linked ever. It's really sad.
Like, it's because because there's a streamer, there's someone that was like telling me that I was having a private conversation with him, and he's a guy from like generally speaking the Delhi area. And he was telling me like sort of the mindset of a lot of people living in that region, and a lot of people join the BJP, I've learned, for a couple of reasons. And he told me that one of them is the BJP is RSS as well, right? Overall, they have a lot of connections. And so if you're like down on your luck, right, and you need like, hey, I'm having trouble getting like a software engineering position, or I'm having trouble doing this, I'm having trouble getting that, the BJP provides sort of a safety net. Like like if you join the organization, they'll get you stuff, right? It's it's kind of like a mafia racket in that sense, right? Like if you're within the fold, you're able to get like whatever you're able to get what you need, right? As long as you're within the fold. And then the
Okay,
other
so that
thing,
would be, I mean, accurate to a certain extent, but you have to also
right?
realize that, for example, in the last few years, what we have seen, and I know this because I have been to Shakha also as a kid. I come from Nagpur.
Mhm.
The thing is that you have to also rise in the ranks of the RSS by being like a completely dedicated either an RSS worker or like joining the BJP and then being a karyakarta. But what BJP cleverly does, and I mean, full credit to them. There are two ways to look at it. So, for example, the 5 state elections that happened, the chief ministers that were chosen for Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan were completely new faces. Karyakartas. Right, so they have been RSS karyakartas, they have been BJP karyakartas, and they also want to give a message that if you join this organization, you can literally become the chief minister, right? And on the other hand, what happens is that now that they are in power, they are filling positions in universities, in ministries, in all sorts of institutions with people who were in the Sangh. Right? But then there are people who not only do they agree with the ideology, but they have actually worked with the RSS, which is a quote unquote cultural organization. So it works that way, right? So your friend is absolutely right. Where if you are a part of that network, it becomes very easy for you to get like favors.
Right. And the other thing that he told me was there's a sort of, at least I think it's beginning to change a little bit with especially with the PR stunts that the Congress Party has been doing with like the Jodo Yatra. But for a long time, especially since 2014 and during 2019 elections, my friend told me that like the general consensus is like, if not Modi, then who else?
Oh yeah.
That was the other thing that was like always preventing people from like voting any other party. It was just like, well, if not Modi, then who else, right? Which I think is beginning to crack a little bit.
No, I don't think it is. Honestly, like I mean here,
Really?
Some people I know just went to Ayodhya, and I know family who are also going there and etc. But you have to also like realize what is happening narratively here. For example, in India, we were never taught essentially that we don't directly elect the prime minister. So basically, the problem is that when you say if not Modi, then who, it gives the impression to everyone across the country that you're voting for Modi. Right? You aren't though. You're voting for your local representative, which is a member of parliament. And then when the BJP wins a majority or some other party wins the majority, they come together and then they basically decide who the prime minister is and the cabinet is. That is how it is supposed to work. But what BJP managed to do is turn this into a presidential election when none exists. So, and that caught a lot of classical politicians off guard, which is like, they never even thought of this, right? They were like campaigning on the basis of the local face. Oh, will this face work in this area, etc. Modi came in and is like, screw the local face. You vote for me, for my face. And doesn't matter who is under me, who is the MP or whatever. There are literally MPs in parliament who are there, who exist because of Modi, right? So they are beholden to him. So they can't dissent. They can't say anything against the BJP. They can't say anything against Modi. And Modi also knows that these guys are completely dependent on my face. So it works both ways. And people have no option then, right? Like throughout, I have been like, I keep screaming about this like crazy whenever someone is like, oh, if not Modi, then who? I'm like, dude, are you from Varanasi? Are you voting for Modi directly as an MP? Then no. Then you have like a ton of options in your own constituency. Pick one for FFS. Like, I mean, how is that basic thing not legible to you?
It's the same reason that like a lot of people in India think that Hindi is the national language. They're taught that in school. Like it's that simple.
Absolutely.
The schooling system is absolutely broken in India.
Yeah.
It's like
the funny thing is that I keep telling this story about how I was a terrible student and how I never paid attention in civics until I went into parliament, which was like 2012-13, right? Until then, I had no clue what the parliament is supposed to do, how MPs are elected, what is happening. And then I was like, holy shit, this was taught to me in school. Why didn't I pay attention?
And then you go back and look at the textbook and it's like, oh.
Yeah. Exactly. I did go back to my textbooks and I did go like, oh, okay, this is how it works.
God, it's kind of you do. I've said that India is basically kind of like the United States, because we also have like silly politicians here in the the big difference is that India doesn't have that many guns like the US does. So like they're just like, one thing that my Indian chatters are like constantly like they're caught off guard by is that like I grew up in the DC area. So there was like so I basically like went to school so I wasn't, when I was 5 I wasn't in a school shooting, but like I was like in like an area, like a generic area, like the DC area that was basically like suffering from like sniper shootouts basically. So this is like when I was 5. So there was a constant danger of like being shot, right? But now these were all like targeted killings, so like it was like, but like as far as I know they were like targeted killings, but like when I tell people like, oh yeah, like school shootings are like every week here. Like, or like,
oh yeah,
not every
that is crazy to me. Like, like whenever I look at that, about how easy it is to access guns and how many school shootings are happening. So in the beginning when I said, oh, you are a much mature democracy, when I see shit like this happening, I'm like, yeah,
are you
that's
sure
not
about
a good idea. Are you sure about that? Also,
No,
the
like-
amount of wars you guys get involved. I mean, I say you guys when I say US, the amount of wars.
I mean, no, I get it. Like, no, the US's history for the most part,
yeah.
The US is, spent most of its entire history like mostly at war. Like that's its history. It's always been at war.
Weapons
Only
industry.
like 20 years or something like that, it hasn't been at war.
Oh yeah,
and that's not even all at once.
Yeah, absolutely. And so sorry, my chat wants to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy. Like someone was asking, can you ask him about Vivek Ramaswamy? What do you think about him? I haven't. So I saw some of his videos. I thought it was a little ridiculous that there is this Republican guy who is even more right leaning than Trump, who is an Indian brown person who is campaigning for the president. It didn't click. It didn't make sense to me. Who is going to vote for this guy? What is happening?
He's okay. Here's what I think is actually going on. He's got other shit that he wants to sell. I think he's got other things. So like if you want to like sell like a book or something, or you want to like promote whatever, day one, yeah.
Right.
If you want to like, this is a meme that he said. So what was it? So if you want to like sell books or you want to promote yourself in some way, like if you want to promote your social media or something, one really good way of doing that is running for president. So like, if you want to promote a book, like, oh, I'm running for president, by the way, I'm selling a book. If you want to learn more about like how we can save our democracy,
right?
You can get it at like your Barnes and Noble, you can get it at your bookstore, like it's a great way of like launching that stuff. He's probably doing it to launch like another startup or something. You know what's funny though? My parents, who are kind of like a sucker for like Indian success in the United States, right? My mom, who's usually like, oh, look at how awesome like Indians are achieving in the United States. With Vivek Ramaswamy, she sent me a message saying like, yeah, did you know all the fucked up things that like Vivek Ramaswamy did in his last company? And I was like, Mom, you're sending me this? Like my mom caught me off guard with like, hey, wait, like yours telling me like how much of a fraud Vivek Ramaswamy is?
Right.
Like that is like, you have to be Like you have to be a genuine fraud. And then like, I mean, obviously, like there are people like Vivek Ramaswamy that come from very like upper caste backgrounds. Like the caste is like a huge factor in everything, right? You can't leave your caste, right? So he comes from obviously like a Tamil Brahmin Iyer family.
Right,
When I'm
right.
talking with Hassan, he's Singaporean.
Right.
Because he's too bloody embarrassing to be an Indian.
Huh.
Because India already has enough problems. We don't need to be associated with this guy.
Right.
So I just tell everyone that he's Singaporean, like just get it off of our backs, right? Because India doesn't need Vivek Ramaswamy. Like we don't need Americans thinking Vivek Ramaswamy is India, okay? Because like unfortunately in the United States, people don't really know much about anything outside of the United States.
Yes, very aware. Yes,
They
correct.
don't know much.
Yeah.
They don't know much about anything outside of the
Correct.
US.
Correct.
So like they see like Vivek Ramaswamy and they're gonna think, oh, this guy is Indian. Like this is everything about India is this guy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, that's not what we need here. We don't need that. We don't need him representing India.
Yeah.
So I just say like he's Singaporean when I talk to others, right? He's Singaporean. He's not one of us.
Oh, that's
no,
funny.
but
there was a clip I was seeing of some comedian or some late night show was like, so that's what they were also saying, that his last name can't be even pronounced by like 99% of Americans. Like how are they going to vote for him?
oh yeah, no, there's a clip of so the Iowa caucus. I don't know how much you're familiar with how American like primaries and caucuses work, like
A
how
little
the
bit.
American civic.
It's
little
very
bit. So-
confusing, so I never even tried, honestly.
So
But
it's
yeah.
so basically the way it works is unlike in India where basically you're voting directly for parties. In the United States, if you are a member of a particular party, this is a generic
Oh yeah,
rule.
of
It's not-
course. Of course. Like that's
yeah,
how you end up
vote
with two
within the party
candidates.
and then exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So during the Iowa caucus, when he basically dropped out, one of the guys tallying the votes, right, was say like they literally said Vivek Ramaswamy. They said Vivek Ramaswamy.
Oh god. Why is that not surprising? But
So they can't even pronounce his name. There's a guy, and I was telling you about the racism that Indians face in the U.S.
yeah.
And one of the things that like one of the guys in the United States was straight up like, no, this dude is a Satanist. We can never allow like Americans, or sorry, we can never allow like a non-Christian like Hindu,
Of
because
course.
these guys believe in the devil. You're gonna allow a devil worshiper to become president? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, we as good loving white Christians, we cannot let a devil worshiper become president.
Oh,
So
that sounds familiar. Yes, correct.
it's basically he's a detriment to Indian American sex appeal across the nation. I agree.
Wow.
I agree. All the work, I agree. Everything that what was it? Davy's father in Never Have I Ever has worked so hard to achieve with regard, like everything that Hassan Minhaj, Davy's father from Never Have I Ever,
Yeah.
Dave Patel has worked hard for with regards to Indian sex appeal. Vivek is like destroying in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Hey,
I agree with
Kumail is a Pakistani, no? Kumail Nanjiani.
Kumail is a Pakistani, but like no one people,
cares.
like,
Yeah, no one cares. But
no
still,
one
I mean,
cares. Like in the sense of like we're brown. Who cares?
Yeah. We are all the
we're
same
brown.
people. We are all the same people. Essentially, the
there's
subcontinent.
like a curve. There's like a bell curve, right? On one side, it's like the really big, like it's like all the dumbasses like in America that like think that Indians and Pakistanis are the same.
Yeah.
And then in the middle, you have like Indian Americans, and you're like you have people that like work really hard to like differentiate the two.
Yeah.
And then the other side is like the guy. It's the meme where the guy is wearing the hood and is like an expert at everything.
Right.
And then the text is like, oh yeah, no, we are the same people. And that's like you understand how insane both of our politics are. You understand how insane both of our countries are.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like
it
our
doesn't
both of our
matter.
countries.
So the thing about America, which is very obvious to me, is that A, they are very self-centered.
Yes.
Very, very. And like for example, I'll just give you an example. I'm just pulling it up on screen also. There was this tweet that came out, right, which was by ArunAnnow or whatever. So they asked Gemini, the Google AI, is Modi a fascist? Okay. And Google AI
Okay.
responds saying, Narendra Modi is the current Prime Minister of India and the leader of Bharatiya Janata Party. He has been accused of implementing policies that some experts have characterized as fascist. These accusations are based on a number of factors, including BJP's Hindu nationalist ideology, crackdown on dissent, and use of violence. Okay. Then
Okay.
this guy goes and asks, is Zelensky a fascist? Okay. And
Okay.
then Gemini responds, whether Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is a fascist is a complex and highly contested question with no simple answer, right? Then they ask, is Trump a fascist? And same thing, elections are a complex topic with fast changing information. To make sure you have
Okay.
the latest and most accurate information, try Google search. So, of course, it caused an outrage to an extent where our literal IT minister said that this is a violation of our criminal laws. Like what
Oh,
Gemini
I've
is saying.
seen this. I've seen this. And then
Yeah.
what spun from that was some people wanting to make their own like Indian AI.
Oh, yeah. Krutrim or
Yeah,
whatever.
I saw that. I forgot the name of the Indian AI. I saw this. I saw this before.
Yeah, but it's kind of so like tell me from your perspective what you think of this whole thing, then I will add to it.
With the Indian AI stuff?
Yeah, the
Oh,
Indian AI stuff.
Oh, it's silly. It's very silly. It's just like people getting butthurt over nothing. Like I agree
Precisely.
that like it's people getting butthurt over nothing. Well, I mean, I would say that Google is doing them a favor. I would say that Google is actually doing them a favor because if I would say like the Gemini is doing them a favor by not outright calling the BJP fascist.
Yeah.
Like they're doing him a favor because
Yeah.
like if I wrote that prompt or if I wrote the response to that prompt, there are a number of things I would say about the BJP that would get them even more pissed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, what I thought then, like when I saw this whole interaction, it also
Right.
explains the self-centeredness of America a little bit. Right.
Oh, interesting.
Where so for example, because you guys care about what Zelensky is doing in Ukraine, because you guys care so much about what Trump is doing in America, right? Then at that point, I think they have put in filters where it doesn't upset the American sort of body politic too much when you ask such questions. But with India,
Yeah.
they don't give a shit. They're like, like Modi is a fascist or whatever. They don't really care about how we react here because honestly, again, the self-centeredness, we come to that. So in a way, what this Arnab fellow is pointing out is not so much, like, oh, I felt insulted, our prime minister was called a fascist or whatever. What I do agree with is that there is an element of US sort of
I agree
selfishness
with
here,
that.
right?
Yeah. I would love to see what Gemini thinks of Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh, we
I
can
would
ask.
love to see what Gemini said about him.
Let's ask. I think this is a good Gemini AI. It's called Bard. It used to be called. What did they do to it?
I would love to see like what
So what are we asking? We are asking is who is a fascist?
who is Benjamin Netanyahu a
is
fascist?
Benjamin spell him Nathan.
Okay, I'll send it to you. I'll send you
I think
I'll send
wait,
it.
it'll correct me. It's fine.
Yeah, is Benjamin Netanyahu a fascist?
Yeah. Netanyahu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fascist. Okay, let's see.
Yeah. The funny thing is, yeah, I would. I have a feeling. I have a feeling. I know what it's gonna say.
Oh, it's saying I'm not able to help with that as I'm only a language model.
GG.
Wow.
There we go.
Wow.
Oh, so you can't even ask that to Gemini.
Wait,
That's
if I
crazy.
ask it now, is
That's
Narendra
crazy.
Modi a fascist? I think they might have put in filter. I'm just trying this out.
That's
again.
crazy.
I'm not programmed to assist with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So when it comes to Benjamin Netanyahu,
Yeah.
wow.
I'm not able to help with that as I'm only a language model. And with Narendra Modi, I'm not programmed to assist with that.
Of course it is.
How is it not programmed to assist with that? Also, like
Yeah.
maybe after that tweet went viral,
Oh
they
no.
must have done this.
It's either after. I think it's because like people they saw the. I think it's because they saw that tweet and they were like, "Well, fuck this shit." Like,
Oh wait,
we don't want we don't want any controversy.
Yeah,
like,
let's ask: is Hitler a fascist? If it doesn't answer this, I'll be. Oh fuck! What? I'm a text-based AI, and that is outside my capabilities apparently.
Yeah, so they
What?
disabled the functionality outright after that post. Holy shit.
What is this? This is
They
ridiculous.
they disabled that functionality outright. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy. They got so much backlash.
Yeah. So now if you mention
Ask
the
AI
word
about Xi
fascist,
Jinping and see what Google says about that. No, Cinnamon. So they're not gonna answer. They disabled that question outright.
yeah. If you mention the word fascist, maybe it is basically just not answering anymore. It's like, don't call anyone fascist anymore. It is beyond my programming. Oh
Please
my God.
ask Arun if he knows what BARD is in Chennai. BARDங்கிறது எனக்கு தெரியும்பா. I know what that means, dude.
No
I know
more
what that means.
fascism. No more fascism. Fascism is over.
Do you think he's a brutal authoritarian?
Let's see. Who? Hitler.
Hitler was a brutal authoritarian.
Is
I want to see.
Hitler?
I want to see what Gemini says. That's crazy.
I'm just asking. Authoritarian leader. Okay. Is Hitler an authoritarian leader? Let's see what it says. Yes, without a doubt, Adolf Hitler was an authoritarian leader. In fact, he is considered one of the most extreme examples of authoritarianism in history. Okay, now I'm going to ask: is Benjamin Netanyahu
an authoritarian
an authoritarian leader? Okay.
We found that. I think they just put a.
Yeah.
They
When
just
we
say
say
the word
fascist, they put a filter. So is Benjamin Netanyahu an authoritarian leader? Okay. Let's see. It should work. Whether Benjamin Netanyahu is an authoritarian leader is a complex question with no universally accepted answer. Arguments for and arguments against.
Of course. What about Narendra Modi?
Fair enough. Okay, let's see. So basically, now you have to dude. Google is also so lazy sometimes. I tell you. I mean, what is this? This is such an easy cheat code. Like when you put filters, shouldn't an AI figure out the filters?
Oh my lord, that's crazy.
Oh wait. Okay, yeah. Either there is no pro and against, right? It's Narendra Modi is the current Prime Minister of India. He has held office. Yada yada yada. Modi's leadership has been marked by a number of controversial policies, including demonetization, citizenship law, revocation of Jammu and Kashmir. Some people have accused Modi of being an authoritarian leader, pointing to his policies. Fair enough.
Centrist.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's. I mean, like I figured that was what's gonna happen. Like, you can't.
It is also saying it is important to note that there is no consensus on whether Modi is an authoritarian leader. So pretty much similar, but with Netanyahu, it actually put in effort to give pro and con arguments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that. Yeah, I mean, this is like what you would expect from. They're gonna take the authoritarian questions down now too. No, I don't agree with that.
Yeah. No, I don't think they will. And again, that's what I was saying, right? You know, like because America cares about certain leaders, because America has interests in certain countries, their AI will be trained that way. There will be human filters put in place because they care about those countries.
So my chat wants to talk about the elections. I will say this. I will say like one more. I will say one more thing.
Yeah.
About like Americans being very self-centered.
Yeah.
I would say like even the progressives in the United States have like a self like they also tend to be very self-centered because like there have been like what one thing that I have noticed is that a lot of American progressives have this weird like savior complex. Like it's always like, oh, we're here to help you poor like third world people like out with your politics, and we're just gonna speak on like behalf of you. Rather than like talk to people like on the ground. Again, not everyone is like that. I just want to be clear, but it is like a phenomenon that I have seen in the United States where it's like there's been like a refusal to actually it's always like they just talk about like it's always like whenever I talk about like what's going on in India, Sri Lanka, or Pakistan to Americans, it's always like, yo, bro, that sucks. Like, all right, moving on. And it's just but like randomly all of a sudden, it's just like on certain topics, they'll just get like super interested and they'll like act like they're experts on the whole thing. Right? Like I have noticed that as well within certain like it's either indifference or like they are the know-it-alls of like everything.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen that functionality. Yeah. It's like a refusal to communicate sincerely. Like I've seen that a lot within America.
Superiority, basically.
It's a superiority complex, right? Like they haven't let go of the idea that like, yo, like if you're really gonna think about like other parts of the world, you gotta really like you have to really like engage with them as people, and that's like something that hasn't set in with people.
And it's so the superiority comes from the fact, for example, that US is a very resource hungry country. Like wherever you see resources, they're like, oh, you have oil, let us come, we will give you freedom. So they come in and then they give them freedom, their version of it. They establish like their version of democracy by toppling governments and doing all sorts of things. Otherwise, war. Then the weapons industry, the military will benefit from it. But it's kind of ridiculous how it is still held as the beacon of democracy around the world. And I feel like there are pros and cons here, but I feel like the only thing that you have going for you is the free speech laws, where any and every kind of dissent will be tolerated and you can use any and every sort of ideas, which ultimately leads to innovation. But other than that, the behavior of external affairs and all the thing is kind of anti-democratic, I would say.
I mean, like give the US a couple decades. We'll see how much those freedoms. I mean, I will say this. There is a culture where I will say this. There is a culture, and I think it's a double-edged sword where any and all speech is tolerated, right? So obviously, like hate speech is very much tolerated in the United States. No one cares, right? Whereas in India, hate speech is tolerated if and only if you are part of a particular party. Right? But like in America, you can say whatever you want and get away with it for the most part. The problem really comes when you really expose what the government does. Like what's it? Like
Snowden.
Edward Snowden, Chelsea Manning.
Yeah.
Julian Assange.
Yes.
Like I remember like growing up in the United States hearing those names. Yeah. Once you expose like the atrocities of like the American military industrial complex and the American government, that's when the government will hound you. That's when like, oh, there is no free speech. That's when you have to serve solitary. That's when you have to be in jail for who knows how long. That's when you get the Umar Khalid treatment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, correct.
That's when you get the Umar Khalid treatment. Right? That's it. That like it's only like, but like if you're saying shit about Trump, if you're saying shit about like Biden or whatever, and you're making a nuisance of yourself on like a public New York street, no one's gonna like do anything. Like people are at best are probably just gonna laugh at you. Like no one's gonna try and kill you. No one's gonna do any like it's not. But like now you have people that are actually like looking to like places like Russia saying like, yo, Russia's kind of got it good though. And these are like conservatives for the most part. It's not like they have like any particular nuanced take on what's going on in Russia or anything like that. It's like they like how like Russia is very conservative. That's it. but yeah, like it's like I have noticed like this level, like America is just like India is just America is the United States without the pretense of democracy,
Right.
without like as much of a pretense. Like South Asia is very much like America on steroids,
No,
without
but
like the
if I may say so, there is a little bit of difference. I feel like America sure is, culturally diverse that way, but not as culturally diverse as India, I must say. Like,
I agree.
language wise, culture wise,
I
etc.
agree.
Because I feel like one religion that America has followed through and through since the Industrial Revolution is capitalism. That is the main religion there, right? Like
Yeah.
Wall Street, the way they function, and the amount of money they just make up out of thin air. All those things. And the other maybe is what I said about free speech. But you're absolutely right. When you actually challenge the real establishment there, then you're screwed. Then you're just done.
Yeah, but but in India, you could very much like spit in the wrong direction and you'd get consequences.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
like again, like all you need to do to understand like how easy it is to get in trouble in India is just ask a Dalit person.
Oh, absolutely.
Just
Absolutely
ask
agree.
a Dalit person or someone that comes from a marginalized
Underprivileged
caste.
background. Absolutely. And I'm not saying that, so in India, like application of law is always selective. It all depends on how much
Right.
social capital you have, how much privilege you have, where you come from, what is your caste, religion, gender, all those things, and of course the law is applicable for the privileged. Yeah. But the
Yeah.
interesting thing that has been happening, there is a story you should check out on News Laundry, where they revealed that
I see you're plugging your old stomping
old
ground.
employers. Yes. I'm still from that school of thought, so of course it just
Yeah,
naturally
no,
happens.
we watch News Laundry all the time on this channel. We
Yeah.
love them.
So they have this report which Pratik published about how 30 they tracked and saw 30 companies that were donating to BJP. Okay. And
Right.
these 30 companies, the duration when they donated to BJP was either before or after raids that happened on them. Right. So what I think now people are I also covered one more story, by the way, like I think last week, where in Bombay, the ED is running a literal extortion racket, where this ED guy was caught with like 200 sensitive files on businessmen, like prominent businessmen of Bombay. And he was just proper extorting them, saying ki, oh, ED aa jayega if you don't do this or that, and he'll give me crores of rupees. My thing is, now what is happening is that the selective application of law is reaching the rich, which is I think going to screw them over big time. Earlier it was just the underprivileged, the poor, the garib, who was basically like, oh, authority has come, now authority will do whatever with me. Now
Right.
it is just, even the elite are facing like the heat of it on one level or the other, because the real elite now are just 3 or 4 people, which is Adani, Ambani, and the oligarchs that are there.
Yeah.
Everyone below them is fair game.
Right. You like the people that thought they were like in the club, they're not. They're not in the club whatsoever.
Also, this club
Yeah.
is very exclusionary, no? Not everybody
Yeah.
can be like the richest man in the world. So it is very exclusionary by default.
Yeah, exactly. People are beginning to realize that like so this is like okay, so this is sort of the other thing that I want to transition to. So what are your thoughts on the election cycle right now? What do you think the state of affairs are right now with regards to the opposition and the BJP?
So, my understanding, I don't do predictions. That is something that I learned long time ago. Indian elections can go nuts, and that can happen in a week,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So anything can happen between now and the election. So that is the rider that I give all the time. The second thing is though, Modi is definitely popular, right? For all the reasons
Yeah.
we discussed earlier as well, right? Completely brainwashed population, completely propaganda on massive scales, richest party, election commission in their hands, IT, ED, super active.
Supreme Court in your back pocket, basically. Like,
breaking up regional parties. People you called corrupt yesterday, today they are suddenly like, oh my god, we are in the BJP, so all cases go away. All sorts of things happening, right? My thing, and I was proven correct. I was like, everybody was like, oh, there is no way this can be stopped. But then the Supreme Court came in and gave the electoral bond judgment, right? And nobody was expecting this. Then the farmers started marching to Delhi. Again, nobody was expecting that. So there are events that keep happening.
The exam paper leaks also happen.
Exam paper leaks, exactly. There are literal riot-like situations happening in Uttar Pradesh now, right? And of course, people will be pissed, right? There is also like a Trojan horse, which is bizarre. You should follow Prashant Kishore. You saw the clip, right? How he scolds people.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw the Prashant clip,
So there are like multiple things that happen in the middle which might change the way the wind is blowing. But one thing I know for sure, this Ayodhya Ram Mandir business has had a massive psychological impact on people. Loonies are emboldened. Yeah. They are like more powerful than ever. They hate dissent as usual, but now they're louder. The second thing that is happening is that the opposition is absolutely clueless. And it's very obvious. Like India Alliance and all these, like, genuinely thought that they would come up with an alternative plan. But what the India Alliance just seems to do all the time is that they talk about how bad Modi is all the time, but then they refuse to tell us what they would do instead. Like, so they'll say, oh yeah, there is a lot of joblessness. Oh yeah, there is so much garibi. Okay, but what will you do to fix it? There is no solution that you're offering. And it's very tragic because the media completely ignores them, but on their end also, they kind of don't really think about these things, I feel like sometimes. So it's kind of chaotic, if you know what I mean.
They're not helping their own case.
They aren't. And it's tragic because honestly, I am one of those people who is like super anti-establishment in general. Like for example, in West Bengal, when the Sandesh Khali incident happened recently where these women came out. When I say anti-establishment, I mean it because I covered that even when like BJP is in the opposition there, Mamata Banerjee is in power. But I covered that because I understand that at a state level, being anti-establishment means that towing the line of the opposition, which means the BJP there and the women who are speaking up. But on a national scale, the opposition is kind of useless. They're not able to sort of coalesce people into this one sort of ideological, bent of mind. So BJP has done it very well. BJP has used the ideology, BJP has used welfare, BJP has used a multiple, also like all these ADIT, money power, all those things. They have coalesced it into like this giant juggernaut of an election machine. But the opposition always catches itself off guard.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I feel like there are certain things that like Congress and the opposition absolutely need to do, but they're absolutely not doing. I mean, like talking about the caste census was like too little. They brought Rahul Gandhi started bringing that up way too late, right? Like he should have brought that up. He should have been hammering, I think I said this. I think one of the ways out of this current predicament is like a resurgence of Mandal politics. Right?
I somehow doubt that.
Really?
I do believe, so one thing that is very true about Modi is that he knows how to pivot very quickly. Right. So from 2002 onwards till now, like if you look at his journey, he constantly keeps pivoting. He started with this whole Hindutva sort of, like anti-Muslim plank, right? Then he moved into like towards 2014, you see him as a development man. From before that, he was working in Gujarat to make the Gujarat model. So then, that narrative sort of flows into development man who will be elected in 2014, right? Then come to 2019, now he's Vishwaguru. So he's like a world leader now. So from 2001 to now, there has been like massive 3 or 4 branding transformations that he has done to himself, and he keeps doing it. So in this election, for example, it is all about international pride. It is also about Ram Mandir. You know, like we have given you the Ram Mandir, we have international pride now, all those sorts of things. So he keeps pivoting, he keeps changing the narrative, and he's very fast at it. And his whole machinery also propagates it very well. So what the opposition hasn't been able to do is come up with new narratives. So Mandal politics, which happened in 90s, yeah. So that using that again now will not work, in my opinion, because it's not new, if that makes sense.
I would push back on that only because I think that, so where I'm coming from is that, like, if the opposition is somehow able to exploit the fact that, like, especially if they go into like the more underprivileged aspects, the more underprivileged areas of like Uttar Pradesh or Madhya Pradesh, and they say, well, listen, you have the Ram Mandir, but like, what has he done for you specifically? Has he given you a job? Has he given you this? Has he like, no, are you part of the club? No, you're not. Right. And part of that is because like why have they been blocking the caste census for so long? It's because he, you know, not just him, but like there's an overrepresentation of Brahmins within the BJP that want to make sure that that reservation is reduced. They want to get rid of things. You have people that want to get rid of the ST Atrocity Act. You really want to throw your lot with these guys? I think overall the opposition's biggest problem is, I would agree with you in that, like, the larger problem with the opposition is that their narrative building is not good. They have not done a good job with that. They have not done a good job of selling a good alternative. Right? Like, Modi being bad is a compelling enough story, but I would agree with you in that, okay, dude, what are you going to do? Rahul, what are you going to do? Khargeji, what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do? Like, you have to provide a solution. You cannot just say Modi bad. This is like obviously you could say, like, what has he done for you? Right. You have to be like, here's what we're going to do for you.
Yeah.
And they have not done a good job of like selling that. They've not even, I would agree with you in that I don't think they've necessarily come up with, like, yeah, but I would agree.
A solid plank, essentially. For example, I'll just give you one example, right? So Modi has this one voter sort of block, which is called the Labharthis, right? Who are all getting all the welfare. 80 crore people in India right now live on ration, right? It's a giant number. That's 60% of the population who depend on the government for food, right? So there's like this giant chunk of people who are just voting for Modi because they're getting food. And they're getting like 500 rupees in their bank accounts. If they're farmers, they get a little more. If they're women, there are state schemes which are giving them more, right? So he has created this absolutely dependent population which is addicted to government welfare, right? In an ideal world, what the government should be doing is provide basic welfare, but also try to bring people out of the welfare net and into the, you know, market economy where they can grow, they can progress as individuals and as their standard of living improves, right? But what Modi has done is they've ensured like direct sort of delivery of ration and things like that and services, and they're very good at that. So a lot of people who didn't get it earlier during the Congress time, and there were a lot of leakages, there was a lot of humiliation in rural areas when you went up to bureaucrats and babus who were giving ration, they would get humiliated constantly. Modi kind of fixed that problem over the last 10 years. And that's why I have seen a lot of people in rural India loving him, like worshipping him, literally. Like, I mean, they look at him as a god. And there's a very obvious reason. They are addicted to what Modi is giving them, and Modi is keeping them addicted. It is and it's a giant amount of people. So the more poor and dependent that exist in the country, the less people will think about dissent. They will think less about opposing the BJP, or they will think about even like having a caste census, for example, right? If your belly is not full, why would you think about it? So that I feel is what is happening right now, at least in rural India. No jobs, like literally what we were talking about. Lots of people on welfare, lots of people dependent on the government for basic shit, and Modi is giving it to them. So yeah, it's like a very easy problem.
Yeah, I mean, if people want their basic needs met, they want their material needs met, and if the BJP can do it, then they're going to be hooked to the BJP. I would agree that like Congress absolutely, like I don't think I would disagree entirely with the I would agree with a chatter of mine called Peanut in that yes, you do need to have some sort of you need to bring about the caste census as like a main talking point.
But tell me this. Tell me this. Okay, so in Bihar they did the caste census, right? They
Right.
released it. They said that 83% I think are people from
Mhm.
OBC, SC, ST backward backgrounds, and the rest are sort of privileged, and very tiny percentage. I think 7% is Brahmin,
Right.
whatever. What they did not do with it though is release the socio-economic census, which is very annoying. Because sure, you're telling us the numbers about how many people are there in ABCD caste and who is there, etc. But you're not telling us who is the privileged, who is the rich, who benefited from reservations, who did not, right? Like Ati Pichda, Dalit, all these different variations that have come up over time since the 90s. You're not telling us how effective it has been, right? You've given us numbers, sure, to talk about. My thing is that will end up happening with Congress also, which is they will give like this carrots of just numbers, but the socio-economic census will not come out, which is the real solution to this. Because what I agree with the general concept of caste census, but I also want to sort of reiterate how important socio-economic census is with it. It should come as a combined package. Not only are you getting the numbers, but also like demographics and economic data on whether the policies that have been followed since 80s, 90s have worked to actually uplift the underprivileged. That hasn't happened. That nobody's talking about that though. See,
Right.
that's what I mean. Like, so it just seems like a little bit of a ill thought out idea.
It's like a talking point, basically.
It's a talking point, exactly. Will
It's
it
basically
lead to
a talking
anything?
point.
And do people believe it will lead to anything? Also, is a question, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when I talk about these sorts of policies, I am doing so with the conceit that they will actually follow through with an effective version of the caste census. It's not just the half baked.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If
I
they actually
sincerely
follow
hope
through,
so.
yeah. So if the Congress actually fulfills their end of the bargain, right? Then I think that's a more compelling. I think that is probably one of the more compelling. I think the most compelling things that they would have to offer. But if they mention it and they get into power and nothing comes of it, their 2029 chances are as good as gone.
No, correct.
Right?
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. So obviously, like, I think if they just, I think it's a mix of. I think it's just a mix of. I would say there are some things that they can do, but they're just not doing it. And I think I would generally agree with you in that there's a lot of inaction on their end, that there's a lot of inertia and inaction on their end that has prevented them from really capitalizing. Because like what's going on right now with
one of the reality that is very obvious is that Rahul Gandhi is a dynast.
Yes.
That is a big point that goes against him. Whether he likes it or not, whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not, doesn't matter. Because people do have a natural amount of dislike for him just because he's a dynast. Because, the thing is, and this is very terrible. This happens in Bollywood. This happens in politics also. Like, for example, you have this dynast person called a young leader still. I don't understand that. But he goes into fight elections right from 2010 onwards, right? He's electoral politics, etc. He's doing all the things. He fails, then he fails a second time, then he fails a third time, then he fails a fourth time, then he fails a fifth time. Who gets so many chances, man? Except a dynast, right? In a truly democratic setup, if you had like one failure, the party leadership would be like, dude, you're not a vote getter, screw you, whatever the reason is, go away, we don't want you, you're toxic, right? But with Rahul Gandhi, that didn't happen. People saw that, right? Jai Shah, for example, right? Jai Shah is another example of this. BJP is also not guilty of this, right? Dynasty as it exists in politics, you just get too many chances to fail, man. Like,
Right.
if someone like me wants to get into politics, I will lose it once and I will never get it again for at least 10 more years or 15 more years, right? Even though I might be a better, speaker, I might have more knowledge of how legislation works, none of it will matter, right? But when it comes to Rahul Gandhi, when it comes to Jyotiraditya Scindia, when it comes to all these people, it's just like, you lost, oh, take care, next election, try again, next election, try again. Oh no, take a Rajya Sabha seat, why don't you? Oh wait, we will
Yeah.
find you a safe seat, a second safe seat for you to contest because, oh my god, we want to hold on to you. It's so bizarre and it annoys the hell out of me. And if it annoys me, you can imagine how much it annoys the people who actually bought into the propaganda of this.
Right. Papu is still like a common like trope that a lot of people believe.
Oh,
about Rahul
absolutely.
Gandhi.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the dynasty thing is just hurting them. They're just not admitting it to themselves. One example I'll give
Congress
you.
is the Gandhi family's party, and like there was a take by Anindya Chakravarti of NewsClick
Yes.
that I don't think I agree with him on this. He said that basically there really is no Congress party for 2024 without the Gandhi family.
Oh.
But I would say that he's right in the sense that Congress as it is right now is defined by the Gandhis. Right. And they if you want to have some sort of internal, if you want it to function in any capacity, the Gandhis are going to have to be a part of that, inner workings as well. But I don't think, but I would disagree with him and push back on the fact that I think the Gandhi family is doing significantly more harm than good. That's what I would say in terms of like their electoral chances. I think the yatras that Rahul Gandhi's been doing have been doing some level of work to mitigate his image, but I still think that's not nearly enough.
No, fair enough. I agree with you there. Where but see, that's the thing. My point still stands. Where even in Bollywood, even in politics, etc. But okay, Bollywood, I don't really care much. But politics, it's really tragic because extremely incompetent people start getting positions of power, which is very dangerous and just not what we deserve, honestly. There should be
Right.
more competent people who at least see like so you see one other thing they do, existence of dynasts, is that they fill up a seat which can be filled up by someone else more competent than them. Yeah.
Exactly.
But nobody really, like for example, Nyaya Yatra, when they started this Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra, right? I was listening to the speeches, I was covering it on my channel, I was watching their live stream, everything. Their youth Congress leader gives the first speech, and what does he say? ये देश से गांधी परिवार को कोई नहीं हटा सकता, कांग्रेस में ही गांधी है, गांधी परिवार में ही कांग्रेस है. Why do you have to still do that? Why do you have to mention it even? Like, do you not understand that people do not like this anymore? Like, is it still not that obvious? I do not understand it.
It's because they're clinging on to an India that doesn't exist anymore.
Yep. Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
clinging on to an India that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. And also they have this arrogance that they are the default party of India, which the BJP has broken
I agree
multiple
with that.
times now.
That is a thing I agree with you on. Yes, they are very arrogant.
Yeah, they still have this arrogance. Ki, like, oh, if BJP goes away, then we will be the default party. The truth is that BJP is now the default party of India. You will see, like in the next 20, 30 years, they will have coalition governments. They will have what happened to UPA, etc. After Rajiv Gandhi, etc. What happened? Congress's decline started like right in the 90s and onwards. Their
Yeah.
decline was much earlier than 2014. When
Oh, yeah.
And BJP is on a rise, and now they are the default party. It's that obvious, right? So this might be their peak power moment. Now there will be a slow, gradual decline towards coalition government, etc., until someone else takes over. That is what we are gearing up for.
Yeah, I would generally agree with you there.
Yeah.
I would generally speaking agree with you there. What is let me see, what is my Rahul Gandhi is not the real Gandhi. If you look at Karnataka BJP, it is peak nepotism. I will also say one of my mods said that there is a noticeable difference between Congress members in the South and Congress members in the North, right? In that there's a bigger emphasis on welfare politics within the Congress party in the South than there absolutely is in the North. I think I would agree with that with my moderator in that there is a tangible like divide between the way Congress operates in the South and the way Congress operates in the North. I think
absolutely.
There's absolutely there's a bigger emphasis on, I guess, welfare politics and
no, but
I guess
I will say, okay, so don't look at it as a north-south thing, but look at it as a local leadership thing. So there are certain states where they have figured out the local leadership and who will be strong and who will be able to build a cadre for the Congress, who will eventually go into elections, and this cadre will be willing to work hard for like an year and a half before the elections, right? They won't just show up like a month before and they'll be like, oh yeah, we are also here. That's not how elections are won, right? State elections especially take a lot of time. For example, BJP has been constantly working on Bengal since 2014. Yeah, they are gaining vote bit by bit, 2%, 3%. Then they gained some MPs. Now with Sandesh Khali, they might gain even more MPs. In maybe the next West Bengal elections, you will see them as the main opposition.
Haven't they already become the main opposition in West Bengal?
Matlab like the main opposition, right? So there is like a CPIM BJP sort of overlap happening there, which is like they took the old CPIM people and involved them in their party. Even from TMC, they got defectors and involved them in the party. I feel like these people will be shed off later, and proper RSS BJP people will come into West Bengal. That is when I would say the BJP would have truly arrived.
There's another thing that isn't getting talked about enough, and it's the kind of ground level work that the RSS has been doing, right? And there's an article by the Caravan that I saw recently where basically the RSS is doing missionary work in, I think it was Arunachal Pradesh. It was either
They've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while. They've been doing this for decades. Like the BJP's rise, RSS's rise didn't come out of nowhere. They've been persistent guys for like decades at this point.
No, the way you look at this, think of it this way. RSS has a 50-year vision, right? BJP has a 5-year vision, right? So RSS doesn't honestly care whether BJP is there. They do care that BJP is there. They don't care about Modi particularly, right? Because they're the chill guys. They're like, yeah, we start now and we have 50 years to complete this project. That is how they started off, right? So all of their strategies were extremely long-term and psychological to a scale of a nation, right? Where BJP is thinking of like state elections, local elections, like nitty-gritties of it. RSS has a more broader, longer vision. So they seem very chill, let's say, because it's like, yeah, I mean, this is just a stepping stone for us right now, right? Their ultimate aim would be Hindu Rashtra or many other things, Hindutva essentially. But to get there, they're willing to like take it step by step.
Right. Yeah. They've been putting all the work, and I think that's one thing that's particularly lost on. I don't know. I don't think there is an organization in India that has been doing the kind of long-term work to push people left like the RSS has been pushing people right for a long time. I don't think there's been an equivalent organization in India that's been doing that for that long period of a time. I've always been an advocate for the only solution to this sort of like, you obviously have like communist parties, you have like different like sort of like opposition parties and whatnot, or you have different like DMK, for example, that have been like, you have like youth activist organizations, but you don't have this kind of, you don't have like on the ground organizations in the same way that like the RSS has existed, or the VHP. I mean, I don't know how long the VHP has existed, but like RSS has been around for a long time, right?
VHP, all these VHP, Bajrang Dal, etc. are like heads of the Hydra. So they're
Right.
basically like the same, right? You know, like they come from the
Right.
basic RSS bent of mind, just that they go extreme ways, and then they capture like these radical groups from everywhere, and then they sort of coalesce them into one giant entity.
Yeah, like RSS is like, one of my Malayali chatters is saying RSS is cooking in Kerala big time, primarily targeting the
yes.
underprivileged.
Oh, absolutely.
The RSS is doing a lot of work in Kerala as well.
Everywhere.
Right, and
So
they've
like
been doing a lot
RSS in Kerala, RSS in Odisha, and RSS in West Bengal is hyperactive right now, right? And
Right.
that is why, that is where the next political projects are, where you have complete domination over the northern belt and all these areas. Now the south and the east is the target. So they spend a lot of their resources, time, attention, everything going to those areas, campaigning in those areas, because they know that they have already secured this core Hindutva group sort of vote. They have given them a Ram Mandir, so now it is sealed and packed. So they don't need to spend too much effort in the northern areas anymore because they're already popular. Where they need to spend effort in is the southern and the eastern parts of India. And that is where they're doing most of it. And
Same in Tamil Nadu. Villages
Tamil
are being
Nadu also,
infiltrated
yeah.
by the RSS. Yeah, Tamil Nadu is the same thing.
Yep.
Also, the reason that the BJP is getting in Bengal is because they're the only viable alternative with resources to actually capitalize on the TMC anti-incumbent mood of Bengal. If there were an actual democracy where one part didn't have all the money, maybe CPI could do better in Bengal.
Yep.
But they don't have a platform in Bengal, but the BJP does. Yes, 100%.
That's
I
actually a
agree.
very good observation. Absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, it's because, they're the only one. Like, the BJP is the richest party. They have all the capital in the world. That's why they're able to spend this much money basically infiltrating other states and
Absolutely.
converting.
Like infinite coffers at this point of time.
Right.
And they actively want to shut down the bank accounts of other parties and people and everything. So they will stop at nothing. Basically, that's true. Someone in your chat was asking whether democracy will survive after 2024.
That's a good question.
Yeah. So I don't think democracy has survived from 1984 onwards, honestly. There's this law which your chat should know about called the anti-defection law, which Rajiv Gandhi government brought in. It practically forces our MPs to vote based on the party whip. So like 5-6 people essentially take a call on which laws get passed from parliament, and other MPs have to obey it or get kicked out of parliament or assemblies. Same thing. I feel like since then our democracy kind of became theoretical. So I still keep saying that we are in a theoretical democracy, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, democracy was suspended a long time ago. I would even make the argument that Indira Gandhi killed democracy.
No. I would say Rajiv Gandhi government killed democracy after that, which is the majority government we had before this. This majority government is making it worse. They're using the same things, making it worse. So yeah, waiting for a coalition government again to have some peace and quiet times where everybody is extremely incompetent in government, where policies are not getting passed, which means crazy bad policies are also not getting passed. Neither are the good ones. And people are like, holy shit, the government is doing nothing. So now we need to get up and do something ourselves. And therefore the GDP goes up. I mean, that's
Yep. Yep. The vacuum in Tamil Nadu with the collapse of the ADMK is worrying for anti-incumbency scenario. I agree. The ADMK's collapse in Tamil Nadu is basically the opening the BJP needs, right? Because the ADMK being like completely collapsing in Tamil Nadu means that is the BJP's opening.
Yeah, that's how AAP entered Punjab also, right? That's exactly how AAP entered Punjab, where SAD collapsed. Congress with it, BJP was there, and then they found that is how it might also happen in Gujarat. That is also how it might happen in Madhya Pradesh. Just that who takes up that sort of void created by them is a different question. In Bihar, I feel like Prashant Kishore is doing the same thing, where without saying it, he's becoming the third alternative. So it's like, oh, you've voted for these two parties for so long, now we are the third party. SP and BSP were ruling UP for so long, like tag teaming each other, that BJP came out of nowhere and people were like, oh, look, third alternative, amazing, let's vote for them. And that has gone on. So now,
So basically what you're saying is that in order to really disrupt all of this, you would have to have like you'd have to have another party come in to disrupt everything.
I feel
basically.
like in regional small ways, already there are existing parties which have come out. I think on a very regional level, right? There are experiments going on across the country when it comes to politics at all given points of time, right? And that is why I think, I gave the extreme answer that we are a theoretical democracy, sure. But at the same time, I would like to have some hope, right? At the end of this, where I genuinely believe that we are too chaotic and diverse and nutty as a country to be controlled by one person. So I would ask that question differently. Would authoritarianism succeed in India? And would it go to like extreme levels of, collective genocide, etc.? I don't think it will. I don't think it will get that worse. I don't think so. Because our incompetent bureaucracy and diversity will kind of prevent that.
I don't have a straight. I think definitely. I think if the opposition loses 2024, things are absolutely going to get worse before they get better. But I would generally speaking have kind of a similar outlook in that yes, India is way too chaotic. India as a country is way too is way too chaotic to have like BJP rule forever. I don't think that's gonna happen. But I could be wrong.
But also on state level, when you actually are involved with regional parties, which I was for 7 years, when you actually see like elections on the ground at a state level or even at a panchayat level, I cannot explain how different each one is. I just cannot, right? Because I worked in West Bengal, Haryana, Sikkim, a little bit in Maharashtra and Odisha and Delhi. All of these elections, whenever I have seen them, have been so extremely different, right? And only regional parties actually understand how to game it. So unless these national parties find local leadership, it does not work well for them. So my hope is that local leadership at some point will have the balls enough to come and start their own regional parties, which is what usually happens. Local leaders are like, why am I going with this national party? Let me just start a party because I have enough of a support base now. I feel like that is the healthy way to go.
That hasn't happened in Karnataka though, as of late. I mean,
would say Congress is a regional party in Karnataka at this point of time. I would say that.
That's fair. Yeah. I would. Yeah. It had. I would take that. I would in a similar capacity to how Congress is also a regional party in Kerala at this point. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, Arun, I must take your leave. It is
Likewise.
almost 12 here, and I hope this was fun. It was really fun for me.
No, I agree. I love talking to you. It's great. It's also like again, like whenever I talk to people from it's a phenomenon that I have all the time whenever I like talk to people from India. It's a significantly more relaxing thing for me, generally speaking, because oftentimes when I talk to other people not from the region, it's always like you always end up having to like explain things,
Yeah.
and and it's always just like, oh well, what is caste versus class, or what is this versus that, and it's always just like it does get it's so it's like talking to someone from the like you, I mean, you know way more than me, obviously, but because you've been in this quagmire for
Yeah,
years
I've
at this
been
point.
living it basically. That's why.
You've been living this for
Yeah.
quite like for at least like your entire life, so you get it. Yeah, but like no, it was very enjoyable. I think chat loved it. I think everyone here loved it. I'm also probably going to end stream at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, thank you for coming on. Thank you for responding to me. Thank you for everything. And yeah, let's do more of this. I appreciate it.
Pleasure, sir. Pleasure. Always happy
Absolutely.
to be there. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. See ya.
See ya. Okay, friends. It is almost 12. I know you have been talking about all of these things. MPGA, yes. Hashtag make Parliament great again. Forgot to tell him, but anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Make Parliament great again. Make Parliament great again. Make Parliament great again. Thank you. And I hope you enjoyed this. It was a little different. It was interesting, I would say. Like a podcast only. Friends, I'm trying to get Raju Parulekar next week. I am trying my best. I think I'm going to succeed, but I'm going to have some fun guests lined up for you for next week soon. I'm going to get a few more people. So, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. And thank you so much to our sponsorer, Engineer Mantra, for our sponsor. And thank you for trusting this stream. So, yeah, do check them out, guys. Do check them out. And hashtag MPGA, make Parliament great again. Go scream about it. Go talk about it. Campaign is still on. See you on Monday for our regular news stuff. Bye.